it to the shops and to the households. Alafu baadaye tuende kwa ofisi ya Sunbrim tusikie hawa sema Sunbrim grams. So nataka kujua if those guys at the shop are selling to you this, na kama nyinyi mnaenda kutembelea shop. See you in a bit. Boom. Mambo.
Poa.
Naitwa nani?
Naitwa Ruby Baraka Shop.
Sunbrim. Naitwa Dail. Uko poa?
Uko poa.
Safi. Sasa Ruby.
Yeah.
Mimi nimekuja hapa and mbona unauza Sunbrim?
Nauza Sunbrim kwa sababu ni nzuri sana. Hata unapotukula huwezi tamani kupaka blue band.
Haya, sasa na wale watu wenye wanasemaje kuhusu Sunbrim?
Wanasema Sunbrim ni mkate soft sana, ni mkate safi sana.
Iko poa.
Iko poa kabisa.
Na wewe as a person venye watu wanakuambia ni mkate fiti na venye wewe unaiona nini?
Na mwadvice ya kuwa ajaribu kula Sunbrim, atapenda sana kuliko hizo zingine.
Zile zingine Na nauliza kuna hii mkate ya 800 grams ile kubwa. Unauza? Watu wananunua?
Yes.
Ni hebu nipe. Lovely. Uko feti Asante sana. Sisi tunajaribu kujua ni nini inaendelea.
Okay.
Ndio tujue wakuu wetu watuambie kama tunafanya kazi mzuri ama tufanye kazi mzuri. Mambo baba.
Mambo poa.
Majina?
James Emase Kai.
James Emase Kai.
Yeah.
Wewe ni
supplier wa Sunbrim.
Supplier. Kampuni kubwa.
Yes.
Mna supply mkate.
Supply mkate. Watu wanasema kampuni ni kubwa na imekuja juzi imeoffer zingine yenye zilikuwa za kitambo.
Okay.
So mkate huwa tunapeleka mahali pote. Kalokol, Kakuma, Salokcheri huwa tunafika.
Okay.
Sana hapa Lodwar. Hii kampuni imeongoza kwa sababu customer akihitaji mkate wakati wote huwa anapata kwa wakati, na pia huwa wanakula mkate ile fresh. Si atubali mkate yetu ile siku 2 ama 3. Ndio kwa sababu watu wanapenda. Kwa mimi kama supplier nimeenjoy kazi kulingana na product zetu ni safi. Pia inatujengea jina. So niko na sifa nzuri.
Kabisa. So unasema watu Turkana wanapenda Sunbrim.
Kila mahali ukitembea ni Sunbrim. Wanasema kama sita
Sunbrim. Asante sana.
Sasa inanipea morali pia nifanye kampuni.
Asante sana. Nashukuru. Na hayo tu. Tunajaribu kuangalia venye mnafanya kazi.
Tutaendelea kufanya.
Asante. Sasa tumepata shopkeeper, tumepata driver. Now we want to invade space yao ma directors na ma CEO wa Sunbrim. Tujue wanasemaje kuhusu mkate.
Karibu Dail.
Asante sana.
Ya Sunbrim.
Asante sana.
Karibu Sunbrim.
For those who don't know, boss wangu ndio huyu. Waambie kwanza majina ndio wakujue.
My name is
We want people to know more about Sunbrim.
Now, our Sunbrim,
also
known as Sun City Confectionery Limited, we are a confectionery company that started a while ago when Corona period was around. So when we started, we started with a little bit, but later on we picked up because our company produces quality products. We've always strived to produce quality products for our company. So that we can satisfy our customers and every other person who tastes or takes our product. We make sure that they get satisfied with the services we offer, with the quality of our products. We actually produce several products. We produce the 400 bread, 400 grams bread. We also produce the giant. The giant one, the 800 grams. This is the latest one, the latest product we launched. The 400 grams. Then we also have like a 200, which is Kamini. We are also preparing to launch our Sunbrim Lala product. So this will be launched within, let's say, few months to come. It will be available in shops. Now, how wanasemaje kuhusu Sunbrim? Feedback yenye unapata kwa customer. Customers wetu, we've always got feedback from our customers because we usually value whatever comes outside, from outside.
Yes.
The customers, they usually give we usually send our suppliers and our salespeople while they go outside. When they go outside to deliver these products, and then they are offering the services from this company to our clients, we make sure that they also get feedback from
The services,
them. How satisfied are they? How are our products? So that it helps us to improve our products. It also improves us to. It helps us to improve the quality of our products to the satisfaction of every client out there.
Now, in case if I want to order for Sunbeam, how do I do it?
Usually, we've given out the numbers. The numbers are always there on our breads. The packaging papers have always been, the numbers have been given at the back.
Okay.
I have my number is up. The company's number
is there.
We have two numbers. Either whenever you call either of the numbers, we will always direct our salespeople or our suppliers to your doorsteps.
Asante sana. So in case kama ni bulkness, munaweza produce any amount you
at the moment.
At the order, kwa mfano, if I want to have a bigger order, should I call for a bigger order or a small order?
No, at the moment you can produce. We have the capacity to produce a big order.
Wow.
Yeah. At the big, yes, we have. We can produce as much as the client wants.
Okay.
Depending on the orders as they come in.
Asante sana. That's why wanasema kama si tamu.
Kama si tamu, si Sunbeam.
Hello. Hello beautiful people, ladies and gentlemen. Si tunataka kujua kama wase lodo wanakula mkate. If people love bread. And the bread that I'm talking about ni gani? Ni Sunbeam. Sunbeam premium bread. Na leo, me and my crew, we've decided
TURKANA University was established in 2017. It is a constituent college of Masinde Muliro University. TURKANA University has the School of Business and Economics. We have the School of Education and Social Sciences, and we have the School of Science. TURKANA is under the COOPS program, and we have the self-sponsored program. Within our self-sponsored program, we have the students from South Sudan who are the refugees and sponsored by Windle Trust. And the other students are from students we've got is from Southern Sudan. But from our marketing, we've marketed across, and we are expecting students from Ethiopia, Sudan, and Uganda. You should join TURKANA University. TURKANA University offers the programs that you need. We are market-oriented. We offer what is required in the market. Agriculture, science and technologies. We carry out CBC programs. We offer courses that are offered at the school, Kenya School of Government. This is where you can get what you want. You need it, we have it here at TURKANA University. Turkana University is the cradle of knowledge. Welcome to Turkana University. Turkana University was established in 2017. It is a constituent college of Masinde Muliro University. Turkana University has 3 schools. We have the School of Business and Economics, we have the School of Education and Social Sciences, and we have the School of Science. Turkana University admits both national
Welcome to Turkana County Senatorial Debate. We are starting. We want to usher in the candidates. Please welcome Honorable Benedict Lokamar. Welcome, Mheshimiwa, and take a seat. Take a seat, Mheshimiwa, welcome. Next on the queue is Honorable Kebo Bernard, aka Atucheki. Welcome, Mheshimiwa. Next on the queue is Jane, Mheshimiwa. And finally, we have Professor Malachi Ekal. Welcome, Prof. Welcome, have a seat.
Ladies and gentlemen, karibuni. Thank you so much for coming. We have an apology from one of our candidates, Honorable Ngasike. He is in Kampala, he couldn't make. We also have an apology from the Jubilee member, Honorable James Lomenen. We have, not even we have, an audience said he won't attend, and we are not condemning anybody. It is a free will for any candidate to come and debate. We don't force. It is a free will. So far, so good. PNU member of parliament, PNU candidate is on the way coming. I hope atatupata as kina daktari wana nini
In the meantime, we have 3 moderators today. Dr. Logiron Tioko, Lauren Nanok from Chams Media, and we have Triza Kachila from Ejok FM. Karibuni. Asante sana daktari. And by the way, this event is brought to you courtesy of Turkana University College. They've given us this space for free. Marble Events, they've offered us with the seats, the ones that wakubwa wanakalia. We have Sunbrim, who are giving us data, and other chakula tutapatia wakubwa. And then you have Chambers Park Place, who are giving us the carpet. We have Elman Events and Deco, the ones who are doing deco for us. Asanteni sana, karibuni.
Thank you very much. This debate will be governed by the rules and regulations. We will start with the rules and the regulations that will steer this debate ahead. We will start with the candidates.
To the candidates, this and we ask you to, 1, you are not required to use your phone or your mobile phones. Please keep them on silent mode and away from you for total concentration. And 2, we are all allocating you 2 minutes to express and issues that you wish to put into use once you attain this seat. And please make use of those 2 minutes, okay? Next, let us maintain, avoid disrespect to one another. This is just a debate that is allocated for you to, share your manifestos to the people of Turkana. Next, reduce emotions. That is in line with the previous point. Also, no arms, no weapons, and if you have them with you in front there, kindly surrender them to, to the respective authorities here. Finally, do not use vulgar language. Use language that is polite and language that will depict who you are to the people of Turkana. Karibuni.
To you, the fans, both online fans and the fans at the plenary.
Wale ambao wako ukumbini, tungependa kueleza ya kwamba ya pia sawa, unaweza tu kupiga miguu yako chini, lakini tafadhali tusipige makofi na tusipige kelele.
Our online fans, we appreciate you. Welcome. We know that the larger Turkana County is watching this debate. We would wish to assure you that we as moderators, we are not biased. We will ask questions relevant to the role and the functions of the senator. Wish you all the best. May the best candidate win this August and represent all of us in Turkana County. Welcome and feel at home.
Wagombea wa kiti cha useneta, muko huru, maana Kiswahili na Kiingereza kimesemekana ya kwamba ni lugha ya taifa. Kwa hivyo uko huru kutumia lugha mojawapo, iwe ni Kiswahili ama ni Kiingereza. Swali la kwanza, ama sitasema kwa kujitambulisha, kazi imekuwa vipi, alafu usisahau chama chako. Wacha tuanze upande huu wangu wa kushoto. Kila mmoja kisha ya kwamba uko na kifaa cha kupazia sauti, alafu kuwa huru kwa lugha yeyote ambayo uko sawa nayo. Tuanze nawe upande wa kushoto. Jitambulishe. On my left. Jitambulishe.
Thank you very much. Good evening all. Benedict Chedapalo Kamari is my name. I want to say that I'm 51 years and born 1970 in a small village called Lotobai, as in Turkana East. It is in the same village is where I went for primary education. from 1980 to 1989. Then thereafter, I went for high school, 1989 to 1992, that's in Lodway School. Well, Lodway School was the best high school in the region. 1993, after Form 4, I joined the forces, that is Kenya Police, of which I retired at 2006. Then from 2007 is when I joined politics. My people elected me as the councillor for 5 years. Then, as during county council, the defunct. Then 2013, I was re-elected again as a member of county assembly for 5 years again. Then 2017, I was re-elected again as member of county assembly. Joined TURKANA University. Later on, TURKANA University College, which is now the branch of Masinde Muliro, and a bachelor's degree in business management. Thank you.
Good evening, viewers. I am Epakan Kibo Bernard. I'm also known as Atucheki Nawatu, or rather Atucheki. I went to Kataboy Primary School way back in 1992. Then I was able to join Loda. And most of the time in my pastoral work, I served as a catechist. Then at some point, I also served as a pastoral coordinator in Loktang Parish. The bishop gave me an opportunity also to serve as in social ministry department. I was able to get a member of the county assembly for Lodwar Township Ward, where I held some positions of leadership also. I am a trained addictions. I am also a trained counseling psychologist from African Nazarene University. I am also following my undergraduate course in counseling psychology with MKU. I'm also a holder of Bachelor of Arts degree in Public Policy and Administration. I'm also a trained paralegal. I come from Lodwar, in a village called Napetet. That's my residence. And if I have a little bit to bring, I expressed politics in 2000, councillor for Napetet Ward. I was not elected, but in 2013, which is a combination of four wards amalgamated from the defunct municipal council, I was elected as the first member of county assembly. And in the county assembly, I served as the deputy leader of majority coalition for all that time.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That is enough. Your 2 minutes have ended. Next.
I'm Dr. Jane Apetet Nashida from Kapedo village. I joined Nginyang Primary School for my primary education. Thereafter, I joined Marigat High School for my thereafter, I joined Mount Kenya University for a degree in Bachelor of Development Studies because I am a social scientist. I've been involved in community development, I have a master's in public administration and management, devolved governance option, because I'm strategic, we are in devolution, and thus we need experts on devolution. Apart from that, on executive education or trainings, I have a course from Harvard Business School in Boston. I have a strategic management training from International Law Institute, Washington, D.C. I have a course on Hong Kong, and I have also a course on effective high performance board from Switzerland. Therefore, before you is an empowered woman, educated, ready to serve the people of Turkana. Apart from that, I'm a member of the Institute of Directors, Kenya, a member of the Women on Boards, Kenya. I've been a chairperson of employment was on CDF, at CDF Turkana South, whereby I served with the late Honorable Ewerton, then Honorable Nanok came. After that, 2012, I was able to get a board position at the Kenya Power Company, where I served for 3 years. Thereafter, after the termination of my contract, I came to Lodwar, that is Turkana County, as a County Assembly Service Board, where I served till February 9th when I resigned for this political.
Thank you so much. Next, please, Tamin.
Yeah, thank you, panel, and thank you, viewers. My name is Senator Professor Malaki Charles L. Iman. I graduated out of Lord Groom Primary School in 1969. Graduated out of Strathmore College, 1976. Graduated out of Kenya Science Teachers College in 1980. Graduated out of École Polytechnique de Lausanne in 1986. Graduated University, Physics, Mathematics in 1987. Graduated out of University of Texas at El Paso in 1994. Graduated again out of the same university, University of Texas, El Paso, in 2002. And graduated again out of the same university in 2003. So I don't know how many graduations those are, but
Order.
But given my life and my interest in education, a lot of years trying to learn as much as I could. So today, I have a PhD in physics and in geophysics. So I retired out of teaching, and now I'm in what you call politics. But for me, it's not really politics. It's a continuation of my teaching career because the position I hold requires me to talk to people, which is like teaching.
Asante.
Thank you.
Asante sana. I'd like to recognize our final candidate who joined us in between. You're welcome. Kindly introduce yourself. Give us a little background of yourself, education, your experience, and also the party at which, or you can get from your neighbor there.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Peter Lokolo Mulen. Vying for the position of Senator for Turkana County with the Party of National Unity. I'm born and bred in this county. I went to school, to Lorgun Primary School, joined Lodwar High School. I think I finished my primary school around 1989. I joined Lodwar High School 1990 up to 1993. And I joined Kenyatta University to study a Bachelor of Arts, Economics and Mathematics. And I majored in economics from my third year and fourth year. Basically, I graduated as an economist for my undergraduate degree. And after about 3-4 years, I got a Ford Foundation scholarship to study in the US. I went to New York University, where I studied Masters in Public Administration, basically public policy and management. And on my return to Kenya, I continued working with the UN World Food Program for some time. Before studying postgraduate diploma in human resource management, I have a second master's in economics, the University of Nairobi. And
I'm a certified secretary. I have got a number of different corporate governance, among others. That is my education background. And in terms of work, I started working in 1999 with the UN, United Nations Welfare Program. I worked with them for about 2 years before I went for further studies in the US. On my return, I continued working with the UN Welfare Program.
To the next segment, where now we allow you in 2 minutes to tell us or to sell yourself and tell us why you deserve this position of the senator. We still begin with you, Mr. Peter. In 2 minutes, tell the people of Turkana why you are vying for this seat and why they should vote for you. Kindly put your phones on silent or vibration mode. Asante. Carry on.
Thank you, Madam. The reasons why I am contesting for this position in this Turkana County is because, for one, I am a Turkana. And so, being a Turkana, I do understand the background, the challenges, the potential of this great county. And I have capacity to undertake the roles and the purposes thereto, the position of a senator. There are basic roles as like any other parliamentarian, which basically are lawmaking, that is legislation, oversight, and representation. There are issues that are dear to me, given the background that what I understand about Turkana County. We understand that there are priority issues in this county. For example, issues to do with water. Second, issues to do with food insecurity. Third, issues to do with capacity building and empowerment of the people of the Kenyans living in Turkana County. And so, given my background, what I have told you before, I have worked for over 18 years with various both local and international organizations. Ghana, I've worked all over this country. With that background and my capacity in education, exposure, I believe I'll be able to lead my people. Furthermore, given my experience, the last assignment I had, the last 2 assignments I had in this county, the immediate last one, I was a county executive for the Ministry of Lands, Physical Planning and Urban Areas Management.
Okay, you will expound that in the next segment. Next, Mr. Benedict.
Thank you very much. First and foremost, education is a process. I know we are going there. Apart from the 3 roles of any legislature, representation, or oversight, representation, and legislation, there are others that I want to do for my people. One is about county allocation money. The reason why there is delay in disbursement is because of representation. And I've chosen this position as senator to fight for my people. Secondly, I want this position because even the sitting now is not doing that. I want to lobby for jobs for my people. National government, having taken data of my professionals county-wide, I must go around lobbying for my professionals in this county, especially oil and gas, because that is now their tech. I must lobby for professional jobs. That is now the gap that is there as of now. Third, the issue of border. The reason why our neighbors are encroaching is because of poor national level, especially National Assembly members and the senator. That's why Lomenen is not here. It's because he heard that I'm coming for this debate. I'll do that I'll do that. I'll protect the borders right from Kapido to Kebish, making sure that the land of Turkana is not interfered. The other one.
Asante, asante. 2 minutes are over. Thank you.
Kabla tujaendelea, ningependa kuwafahamisheni tena, especially attention to you, Professor Malaki. Katika sheria na masharti yetu tulikuwa tumezungumzia matumizi ya simu, kwa hivyo tunaomba ya kwamba jambo hilo lisirejelee tena. Kwako Lorraine.
We move on to you, Mr. Kebo. 2 minutes.
Thank you, Lorraine. I want to say I'm better placed to get the opportunity to serve the people of Turkana as the third senator, owing to my experience that I had as a member of the county assembly. When I did serve as a member of the county assembly, our leaders elected across the county, the 30 wards, and the 17 nominated were able to trust me with the intent earlier. I served as the deputy leader of majority coalition for all that term. And the outcome was, our county assembly was the second best after Nairobi. A drop in this term to number 6. At that time, the substantive leader was most of the time following his studies in college. So it was me who was in for the leader of majority. This county government delivers the promise to the people. I served as the vice chairman for Health Services Committee. I did serve as the chairman, ad hoc chairman for the ad hoc committee on conservancies. The report is there. Part of it has been implemented. Part of it is yet. I also happen to serve as the chairman for budget. Importantly, there has been a gap of the connection between the senator and the county assembly of Turkana. I want to say that as a senator, I will work with the leadership of the county assembly so that we have the agenda that can be prosecuted. In what way can the county assembly of Turkana be proactive in its roles of representation, legislation, and oversight? In this term, we had the worst assembly, and it is unfortunate that we have the leader of minority here. I like referring to it that bunge letu lilipigwa ngeta.
Asante. Next, Madam Jane, 2 minutes to tell us why you deserve the senatorial seat.
Okay, thank you so
much.
much.
Order, please. Kindly reserve your laughter till the end of the debate. Over to you.
Thank you so much. And as I just said, and I not mentioned about my position, I'm vying as a senator under Safina Party. One of the main reasons as to why I'm vying as a senator, apart from the 3 roles that the Constitution of Kenya has mandated a senator to do, I am bringing goodwill to the governorship or to the senator position as no vote head for development, as no vote head for roads and schools. I'll be lying to you telling you as a senator, I'll come and build schools and roads. But what I'll bring as a senator is the goodwill to support the county government and provide the real oversight to ensure that whatever thing has been decided for development of the Turkana people, of the great people of Turkana, we shall do together as a government of Turkana. As a social scientist, you have to scan the environment on which you have to work. And after scanning the environment, you identify the community, what we call community needs assessment. And that's my function as a senator, is to ensure that I provide the goodwill so that those responsible to expedite or to ensure that those functions are supported, I bring my expertise, I bring my advice, and as a watchdog of the national government, the county government over the resources of the county, I'll ensure that everything targeted towards developing people who are marginalized. That is the youth, women, and small ethnic tribes who are living within Turkana. I'm here to bring a difference by exercising inclusivity, whereby we'll have to include all the tribes, all the people, the youth, the women, to ensure that we are performing to take Turkana to the next level. My other agenda is about women and youth empowerment.
Okay, hold on to that point. Asante. Finally to you, Mr. Malaki. I'm sorry.
Professor Malaki.
I'm sorry. Pardon me.
Thank you. I'm the sitting member of the Senate in Turkana. So I'm the senator for Turkana. So all that I'm doing now is defending my position. I didn't realize that so many people are interested in being senators, because what goes on in Turkana is everybody wants to get rich. And a senator's position is not one that you go to become rich. So regardless of that, I'm just sitting in this position and trying to defend it. Defend it from those who think they have something to offer that they have not already offered. So this position, I've already worked as a senator for 5 years. I know what's expected of me in the Senate. I know what's expected of me in Turkana. I've done my best as I know it, and I listened to my panelists, or to those that are vying for this position. They say a lot of strange things, which are probably based on their lack of information. I've already been on this. I've already been in this position for these 5 years, and I've done my best and hope to do the best in the next 5 years. I always think that people know what they're doing. When you start talking about the county government, when you start talking about the assembly, I expect all these organs to know what they're doing. So for the time I've been in the Senate, I was actually giving people time to do what is expected of them. Responsible people are not usually followed like little children. You expect them to do what's expected of them. So there's no time to finger point, oh, so-and-so did not do this, so-and-so did not this. There are organs in the government that are supposed to make sure that particular things are done by that particular organ, say the county government or the assembly.
Asante, Professor.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for that segment. We appreciate your sentiments on why you deserve the seat. And something unique, and I know the audience has already seen, that we only have one lady, one lioness in a pack of, I believe, eight lions. So I would like to give the only lioness to defend her candidature. And you go by the words, if I can quote, if you want something, ask a man. If you want something done, ask a woman. 2 minutes.
Thank you so much. That is a powerful phrase. And globally, statistics has it that when organizations that have been led by women are performing well, have good results. And therefore, I'm coming in as a Turkana woman to vie for this position, not because I'm a woman, not because I'm a girl or a Turkana woman, but because I have the expertise that it requires for me to provide oversight, to legislate, because in the previous positions, I've done works that can be verified and that are tangible. If it is matter employments, I've lobbied for employment for over 20 Turkana young men and women who are already working even now as we talk. Thank you so much. I've also assisted on matters in security. I've gone to Baringo County, I've gone to West Pokot, advocating for peace. Why? Because without peace, we cannot develop. Therefore, peace is an agenda. Apart from the 3 functions of the senator, I have to advocate as a senator who is coming next, so that Turkana borders can be peaceful, so that our people can enjoy grazing their fields, their life. Because so many lives have been lost on this route, and we've been having legislators here. It's funny that Prof can say we don't know our jobs. Apart from the 3 functions that are constitutionally provided by the senator, you need to do extra work to ensure that your people are safe. The Turkana people are safe. The Turkana people are food secure. The Turkana people have gone to school. You advocate for the education of the Turkana children. Therefore, it is not being a woman, but it's being a Turkana who is vying, because there's nowhere, this is the constitution, I've carried it, because I'm a scholar.
Okay, thank
There's
you.
nowhere, 1 minute.
No,
One
no,
minute,
we
please.
are running out of time. You'll still explain yourself.
Let me finish. There's nowhere,
30 seconds.
Okay. There's nowhere it is stipulated that a senator must be a man. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Maybe Professor can do a rebuttal on that. Do you agree or disagree?
1 minute.
I don't think I have anything to disagree on. I totally agree with that, the position of a senator does not stipulate that one becomes male or female. It's just a position, and you know, you need to overwork to keep people safe, to keep people this and that. It's the function of the national government to keep its secure. The way it is now at the borders, it seems that the government does not want to do its work, because what I see is the government is actually tying the hands of Turkana people behind their backs and allowing the other community to kind of frustrate and impoverish the other community. So a senator can only legislate. A senator can only raise this in the Senate, and I've done it several times. It's just that nobody listens, because for whatever reasons, there is something secret about the whole thing. Turkana get disarmed, and then our neighbors are left with their arms, and they're just meant to, you know, kind of make life hard for us. So that is the bit that I would say is not completely true. Otherwise, for being a senator, it's an open position that anybody can hold, male or female.
Thank you. Thank you.
And
thank you. You are just giving your remarks. It was not your time. But thank you for that segment. We'll go for one more round. And before we look at the next 5 years that are ahead of us, we'd like to take a look at the last 5 years. And for you, Professor, you are defending your seat. Kindly tell us in 2 minutes what you have achieved while in this seat, and identify a gap that you are ready to fill once you defend your seat after the August 9th elections. 2 minutes.
Yeah, thank you. I'm defending this position, and as I said before, I've done the best. I hope that those who are fighting for it will somehow tell me what in the Senate for those 5 years, and I legislated. I helped in creating a number of those laws and motions that were actually meant to help things better in Turkana. I've been in that particular Senate, and I've always advocated for Turkana issues, things from security, education, lack of food, lack of water. I've talked about all that. I've had motions fielded in the Senate. I've had speeches made in the Senate. I've gone to offices to talk to other officers about those issues that are pestering Turkana. So, in my view, I've done my best in that position. The one thing that I did not do is what a number of these people are yapping about, that as much as I worked hard to have enough money brought to Turkana, they say that I should have followed that money to make sure that I know where it goes. But that one I say, you would have to know that the government has organs that are actually meant to make sure that that money is used well. There are people called auditors who audit on those matters, and then those matters are sent to us in the Senate. So I've been in that panel that called in the governor and called in the assembly to ask where that money is gone. It is not the job of a senator to go snooping. I wait for the report of the auditors and I work on that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. So from the right side, this is your first time vying for this seat. So tell us the gaps that you have identified in the last 5 years that have passed and that you intend to fill once you attain this seat after the elections. 2 minutes, Madam Jane.
Thank you so much. As I had previously said, a senator is not there to fight the county government or the governor. Apart from the 3 roles, you are bringing the goodwill. You are the watchdog of the government resources that has been deposited to the county government and ensure that you provide proper oversight and that the intended purposes of the resources given are achieved. Legislating alone at the national vying as a senator to ensure that after providing the legislation or resolution, I'll come back to the ground at the county level, negotiate and have a round table with the governor to ensure that we perform, that whatever we do is result-based. It's not about rhetoric questions, rhetoric talking, result-based. And as a senator, the law has clearly empowered me to question what has been done in Turkana County because I provide oversight. And oversight means you ensure that there's prudent use of resources at the county to bring the goodwill to the county government. Whoever will be the governor will have the best senator who will provide the goodwill, proper legislation, representing the voiceless and the marginalized communities.
Thank you, thank you. We move on to you, Mr. Bernard.
Thank you, Laureen. It's very interesting. After the last elections of 2017, what happened was that our leadership, political leadership particularly, was held hostage. You realize that the senator, for all that time, has been campaigning to be the governor. There is no way he could be able to do oversight when he was with the current governor, and maybe he needed the blessings of the governor, because then they were in order. That outfit, that political outfit that was being formed.
Order, please. Order, please.
So necessarily, I want to say, the senator today would defend his position. And the thing is pension. He did not have a mechanism to help the people of Turkana understand, reporting mechanism, how he was working at the Senate. So when we don't know what you are doing, when you come around, when he was coming around, he was supposed to interact with the citizens in terms of possibility. You are going for another office, and then you get an accident. Now this is the consequence of an accident, that is defending his position. Otherwise, he was not heading for the Senate. He wanted to become governor. Citizen participation was lacking. He needed to work with the citizens during participation for development projects. Our senator has not been able to address the county assembly of Turkana for the 5 years. What he could have done was, in the first year to address the county assembly, to give the framework of operation. What is his insight? What vision had he as the senator for Turkana? And in the subsequent years, he was now to liaise with the county assembly, giving his address, the county address, in the standing orders. It is only the senator of the elected officials, apart from the governor, who has the privilege to address the county assembly. He did not utilize that. Why? He decided to go for the governor. And that's why he did not do he shied away from the role of oversight, and we don't have value for our money.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. And I hope when you get that seat, you're going to put all these things into practice. Next, Mr. Benedict.
Thank you very much.
Order.
Thank you very much. I don't know if I'm utilizing my 2 minutes. Mine is a little bit short.
Please utilize it to the fullest.
Order.
I want to say I disagree with the professor about the sector. This is the reason why the Turkana people are being beaten left and right. As a senator, you must be frontline in case of any laxity by the security team. You make noise through the media so that thing is rectified. A leader is the high of, of the public. Is the highest of the public. So you must make noise where there is problem, especially in terms of security. The other gap, why I want to be in this position, is because of oil and gas. The 30% that was announced by the President, His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta, is not implemented. It is not law. So I want to be elected by my people so that I propel this law at national, at the Senate. There is a default function. But there is an element of NIB, that's National Irrigation Board. As a senator, because of food security, I want public relation with the NIB people so that my people can get the tractors, certified seeds to improve the food security in Turkana. That's another one. And I told you that the reason why Turkana County is behind in getting a disbursement, county money, is because of poor representation, poor leadership. And that's why, Hi Benedict, I request my senior, the professor, to step aside for this because I'm fit for the position.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam. That's why I'm the most qualified among these candidates here, and those who are absent. I had mentioned that earlier, but one, this county has issues to do with empowerment. Empowerment, when it comes to empowerment, we are looking at how do we make the most of the human resources that we have. That is one area that I think one of the aspirants who is currently who has been a senator, has been in the session, did not do much. For example, a professor for a good of his time has been in the US. And for about 30 years or so, I expected him to have made connections he can use in terms of resource mobilization, especially in area of finding scholarships for our people, especially in area of connecting with the government. That is one area where I think that has not been made, and we intend to do so. If this is with my colleague, Mr. Kebo, on the issue that I think the sitting Senate did not perform in terms of oversight. You see, I do understand that in terms of oversight, in fact, the Senate provides for monitoring and evaluation, facilitation allowance for the senators so that they can oversee the projects that have been undertaken at the county level. So I think this is one area actually that he didn't achieve on. So you cannot tell to see what solid projects are outcomes of those of the money that you bring over here.
Thank you. Time is up.
Yeah, 1 second, madam.
Time
Just
is up.
1 second. Let me
30 seconds.
Let me wind up. And the other issue I would like to raise, I would like to challenge my immediate my colleague just next to me here. That you see, the fact remains that is a national. We cannot pretend here that senators or as candidates who want to qualify for senatorship must be in the front line in becoming ngorokos. No. A senator can facilitate. A senator has to provide the leadership, but you cannot convince us that you must act as a ngoroko for you to provide security for us.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The next session is on cross-cutting issues. And before we go to cross-cutting issues, I would wish to notify you that this is a political period. In this political period, there is propaganda, witch hunt, mudslinging. There is something called PhD, pull him or pull her down, and making sure that you don't ascend to the seat. The reason why we are here is for you to make clarifications on certain issues that have been peddled, used against you, so that you can come out clearly and inform the public that what is said or what is pronounced is that we are not partisan, we do certain parties. We are here to give you a platform so that you can share to the Turkana populace what you have for them, so that you can convince them and confuse them to vote for you. So to begin with, we will ask issues from our end, then we will go to the online community. So please, the online community, you can start streaming your questions so that we can ask our candidates. Where do we start from? Tuanze na wapi? Mwisho. Very well. Good evening, Prof.
Good evening.
Please note down these issues so that you can give us the response. Question number 1 from Turkana West. When you wanted to be voted the Senator of Turkana County, you promised the people of Turkana West that there will be food secure. So far, Prosopis has consumed and reduced arable land in Turkana County from 52,000 to 12,000, courtesy of Prosopis. When you were campaigning, you promised people that you are the medicine, you are the antidote to Prosopis. What is your opinion on that? Turkana County is now playing between 98 and IB. Tell the people of Turkana South and Turkana East what you did while you are the executive chair in NIB. Number 3, you are undertaking an oversight role as a senator. Rampant issues of corruption in Turkana County. What is your opinion on those issues? Finally, number 4, what role have you played as a senator in resource mobilization has been brought back to the county? Can it be concluded that no money has come to Turkana County courtesy of the infights between the senator and the governor of Turkana County? Thank you. I understand, Prof.
Question number 1. I expected that one. That is a fallacy that is being peddled around that has no base and has no meaning. The question of post office is not something that I brought to Turkana, is not something that I brought to Kenya. When I was fighting to be senator, I never mentioned anything about post office. I may have said something about being food secure. But the thing about post office is rumored to have been said did not come through. I was not given that position, and I left and went back to my teaching role. So I did not have the resources to remove the post office. Resources to remove the post office. 2, the post office, which everybody is clamoring about, is actually a good plant. I tried at Lopuri office. And when people realized what I was doing, people came out with pangas to try to cut my neck. Why? Because the post office is actually a plant that is useful to them. 1, they use it to make charcoal, which they make money with. 2, they use it as fencing. 3, they use it as fodder for animals. 4, they use it as timber for building. So when you look at it, I don't know what the big deal about the post office is. people are using post office to live, but at the same time, they are blaming me over the whole thing. I'm not the originator of post office. It's Samsung who brought it in. So if people want me to remove post office, I'll bring a poison and kill all the post office and see how Turkana people are going to react. They are going to cry over their charcoal, they are going to cry over their wood, they are going to cry over the animal powder, they are going to complain all over the place. So that is what I have to say about post office. Question number 2. NIB. When I was, and in the first place, I was not executive chairman. I was just a chairman. I actually assumed that position of an executive chairman. So while being a chairman, I actually went all over. I worked at Lokubai. I made sure those farms were actually cleared and were plantable. At one time, mamas there complained about their backs because they were trying to clear taros. I actually ordered for tractors to come and build a levee just on the side of that Morilem Hill so that the water would not go to the village. And then I sent more tractors to clear the furrow for mothers so that they could plant their, whatever, their vegetables and sorghum peacefully. That Morilem and Lokubai workable while I was chair to NIB. Question number 3. Corruption. Corruption, Dr. Logiran, is not my problem. Corruption is all over Kenya. Kenya is rotten with corruption. So everybody knows there is corruption. I know there is corruption. But tell me, where is the law to make that effective? Corruption results from the fact that every time somebody is caught doing something, they of course give money to the authority that is supposed to arrest them, and they become blind and nothing happens. I know that corruption is the pain that Kenya suffers, and the day that we eliminate corruption, Kenya is going to be a good country. But for now, I know corruption is going on. I cannot go without any evidence and say, well, umeiba mbuzi yangu, you've stolen my goat, without any evidence. I know that there is somebody in this panel, there is among these aspiring senators, who has claimed that I did not follow the money that was here, I did not get anybody arrested. What do you think about all those officers that were being called by ESC to Nairobi? Why do you think they went and these many millions? Because I would have to find evidence. I knew there is a body, there are auditors that are supposed to kind of do the auditing and then point out who is taken what and who is taken what. And that is when now the committee in the Senate comes into action.
Your time is up. Please handle. We're giving you a minute to handle the last issue on equalization and resource mobilization to the county.
Resource mobilization. Resource mobilization, you remember, last year in July, is when they said that they are going to reduce Turkana money from 10.5 billion to 9.5 billion. When I stood up and said, and the claim was that Turkana people are few. That is time when I stood up and said, you know what? Turkana people are more than you think. And so...
Order back there. Please give Professor time to respond.
Yes, so that Turkana people are few and they should not be given so much money. It is at that time when I said that cannot happen. And I actually convinced a number of my colleagues to support me in that issue. We said, government, give us the money you're already giving us, and with the amount we had, 10.5 billion. So we had that fight, and after several tries, the government now was able to give Turkana 2.5 billion extra on top of the 10.5 billion. So I feel a decision to say yes, cut Turkana money, but I stood there and said I cannot sell my people because my guns, and then Turkana got an extra 2 billion. So I think that's a good job on my part. I think some of these young men here who want to be senators now, if they were in that position, would have taken money and go through because they
Thank you,
They
Prof.
don't have the principles to be able to say no to bribes. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Issue number 1, the people of Turkana County want you to respond. I quote, Nitina noko ikilepe la East Kabe akutogo ayong. That was a quote on that. You are the only, and from the look of things, there is a former MCA, a former leader of majority. Let people know who you are and what is pushing you there. You come from Kapedo. Insecurity is rampant in Kapedo. Do you think being a senator will solve that issue? Why haven't you solved level the issue of insecurity and the border? The other issue is C and county assembly. In the recruitment of county assembly was too high. Were you part of the nepotism? As a senator, you should do oversight. Will you represent nepotism on policies? What policies have you done so far that will warrant the Turkana nation to elect you as a senator? Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Daktari. These are powerful questions and very interesting. Before I give us answers to these questions, the issue of food security, just as Prof has said, implementation of these irrigation schemes has been hampered by 1, insecurity, 2, inadequate water supply, 3, lack of technical expertise to ensure that whatever is required to be planted is there. And I'm coming as a senator, I want to bring the networking ability, having served in various positions at the national level and at the international level and at the county level. I'll be able to network with organizations that can ensure us solve these problems that are hampering our irrigation schemes from performing. And then Turkana County, we need to solve the root problems that I've just mentioned. Thank you, Daktari. Now I come to the questions. The first question is a quote by Professor, which he did one of the Super Saturday event. I just want to nullify or to demystify the same quote by saying that the Constitution of Kenya, this is the Constitution of Kenya, the supreme law of the land that governs everyone, says that in chapter 26, subsection 4, says that no one should be discriminated directly or indirectly in relation to sex, religion, marital status, health status. Therefore, having the Constitution defending me, it doesn't matter where you are married, it doesn't matter who you are a brother to, but constitutionally, as a Kenyan, as a Turkana woman, I'm a senator without tagging anyone on such a statement. So, constitutionally, I'm right to vie as a senator. I'm not a project, because if I was a project, I would have been UDA now. But I was just even from UDA, which means I'm not a project of anyone. I'm here to represent the people of Turkana and the voiceless women and the youth. The second question. A minute. Imeisha? Okay. Prof wants to answer?
Yeah, I wanted to.
What's in you?
I wanted to rebut that statement.
Order, please. Professor, you'll have more time to speak. Kindly give Madam Jane enough time to address her question. Sawa? Carry on.
Thank you. And because my time has been interfered by the Super Senator, I think you'll have to add me some more minutes to explain myself. The second question that Tari has said, or the people of Turkana are asking.
Order, please. Please. Silence.
I'm the only one representing, among these men, I'm the only woman. Let me give you some small statistics. In Turkana County, we have one man. A man is a governor, a man is a deputy governor, a man is an MP, a man is a senator, a man, and several men, 29 men as MCS. One woman representative at the national level, and one honorable member who is a woman from the Lake Zone. When it comes to inclusion of women and the issue of contribution to the government of Kenya is advocating for the voices of women to be heard in governance. That's why we are missing so many things. As a woman, women are very powerful on matters governance. Women are very powerful on matters management. Therefore, I'm representing the voiceless woman, the voiceless youth, and the marginalized community by vying as a senator to ensure there is balance too, in case of any decision making. Of course, the majority win because that is the principle. Therefore, we need to include women in leadership because it is in the constitution of Kenya.
You have 1.5 minutes to finish up.
Therefore, I'm here as a Turkana woman, a child of the land, to represent the land on matters, representation, legislation, and advocacy, networking, job provision, and any other job that a senator can do. I was a board member at KPLC, and as a board member, I did the best. In fact, there are evidences of what I did. When I went into Canada that were connected to the grid were 2,000. Within my 3 years of service, I pushed
Order. For those who are coming in, order, please. Have a seat. Proceed.
I pushed to over 8,000 households connected to the grid. That is performance. I've employed young men and women who are now serving in various positions within the 6 sub-counties or the 7 sub-counties of Turkana County. Therefore, there was no nepotism. The southerners, the easterners, the Loima, the central guys, and in those jobs. Therefore, nepotism is not in my agenda. In fact, I'm there to advocate for all the people, and especially the youth and the marginalized groups. I'm your advocate as I stand for this Senate seat. At the county assembly, in fact, recruited, what happened is that there was bloated staff. It was overstaffed. In fact, we did the worst one because we were commanded by the CRA and the control of budget that you have to reduce the number because the statutory requirement is that the assembly has to have... Let me conclude. I conclude? Yes. So what we did, there was no nepotism because we already found us. In fact, we were told now to do resizing the assembly because it had bloated staff, which was not the best thing because you can imagine resizing people who are already on payroll. In fact, we were stressed more than the staff. But we followed due process, and those who are not able to succeed, they went home with whatever it was there. Therefore, nepotism was not in our agenda. And MACU, board decision is not an individual decision. It is a collective decision guided by the law. Therefore, nepotism is no longer in my agenda.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I go to Mheshimiwa.
Good evening.
Please note down these issues. Issue number 1. You've been an MCA, Lodwar Township Ward, then a 5 years dry spell. Now you want to be a senator. Why Senate? Are you promoting yourself? Or what is it? Issue number 2, your relationship with the county government. When you were an MCA, you did not have a good relationship with the county government. Now you want to be a senator. How will the relationship be Will it be a good one, or how will you make it good? You are doing oversight, legislation, and representation. Do you think this will be replicated? And if you think it will be replicated, what have you done in terms of legislation, oversight, and representation? How many bills did you do while at the Senate, or while at the ward level? The issue of corruption was being in your watch. What did you do about it? Tell us how you handled it. Were you part of the cartel? Were you part of the scheme? And how do you think you can reduce it? Finally, resource mobilization and networking. Do you think you are fit or a misfit in the Senate in terms of resource mobilization and networking? Thank you.
Thank you, Daktari. It is true, I did serve, and after that, I've not been in a political office.
Order. Proceed.
Which I want to believe does not in any way prohibit me from expressing interest to contest for any position, save for the affirmative one, the women position. So just like any Kenyan, I am excess of the country in this capacity. I am one person who believes in posterity. At that time, I gave my best. I know out there, many people were fed with lies about my capacity to have performed or to identify the number of leadership positions at that time trusted me, that I could be effective enough to ensure that we facilitate, because the county assembly, why the Senate? Myself. And of course, you know, we tend, and what may have happened in this county is that we want to have stratifications in terms of who should work with me. At some point, this county, and what may have been peddled out there, has almost become the animal farm. That story, the literature we read in that book by George Orwell, that we have some pigs. What I've done is to rise to the occasion. That any of you who may have been labeled, any of you who may have been injected fear to believe that you don't qualify to rise to the occasion, qualifies to go for any position. The Senate, as I did say, was that the government, our elected representatives, were held hostage. And we all understand the phrase that was out there, Ma'am, so you realize a number of our leaders wanted to become governors. There was a gap in the office of the senator. So I decided to express my interest. When I say I believe in posterity, many young people in Lodo Township Ward and women have expressed their interest, and at this time, they are candidates for the position of the MCA. I needed to move to another position, to another level, where I could perform. When we prosecute matters in the county assembly, we are talking of 30 wards. 30 wards are one Senate position at the Senate. It's practically that. So I have understood our problems, what is needed. What we only need in the office of the senator is to inject life. That life is injected. I stay in Nairobi. People know what they are supposed to do. No. You are paid for. So I want to believe that I have expressed my interest as any Kenyan, and I have what it takes, having served in this capacity as the MCA and the leader, there is more we can do. The other thing is also to bridge the gap. MCAs are treated for lesser leaders. An MCA is a state officer in the Republic of Kenya, and he has one office, just like an MP, just like a senator, just like any other position, save for the jurisdiction. But again, what has been there is, and maybe that's why our senator did not even mind addressing the county assembly to interact with our MCAs, was the county agenda. My relationship with the county government may not have been good. And that is why I became unpopular with the regime. I said, Bunge ilipigwa ngeta. You know, then at that time, you are wrestling with my brother here, Lokamar, who was speaking for the governor. At some point, I remember the speaker told him, you are not a CEC. You don't speak for the executives. My brothers and sisters, one responsibility that legislatures shy away from is that of oversight.
Your time is
so
up.
That you may survive. Kindly,
your time is up. You
have a minute.
We are adding you a minute.
Kindly.
To finalize.
So, the budget was altered. The budget was altered. In the first budget, it was altered by the executive. I am one person who didn't close. I stood with the law that had been passed. And in fact, 10 wards benefited with extra 5 million. So that made it like I was not able to be popular. At some point, the deputy governor was denied his budget. I led the rest of my colleagues to ensure that we shoot the report down. And he got his budget. The third question has to do with sponsor a law. Turkana County Alcoholics Drinks Control Act, that is there. I was able to bring a petition for Ilimanyang. The Ilimanyang community is mistaken for Ilimolos. I brought a petition and they have been recognized because they need status like the albinos. At this time, this county government recognizes them. I fought for the casuals. The outcome of it is many of them, just the other day, have been able to get absorbed into government as technical casuals. The rest is still there. But importantly, most of my time, we have all the laws passed. I have just said here, the then leader of majority was most of the time a student. So I was here to ensure that we have all the bills. And that's why Turkana County Assembly was the second best after Nairobi in the Republic of Kenya. About corruption, how I wish I would be implicated. I was corrupt. So it means I was not there. I was not popular with the government. So there was no way. There was no way. Resource mobilization lastly. Resource mobilization. Resource mobilization is about reaching out there. As a senator, you have 3 days, that is Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. You have Monday to reach out to partners. What we need to do as a county government is to go out for social corporate responsibility. How I wish that is done. It is reaching out to the corporates. Safaricom, even Bamburi Cement, and any other can support our people. But the senator too can do it. When we look for these investors, they come and invest here. It becomes easier for us to diversify the opportunities we have for our people. In our resource map, Turkana has 19 minerals that have been mapped. Of the 19, 5 have been partially utilized. We have 14 that have not been tapped. You talk of a place like Nadunga, a place like Lochwankamatak, a place like Napuzmoru, Kanukurdio. That's why we have all this poverty. If these resources are tapped and we have investors who are going to help us in that manner, then the poverty index will come down. Adding value to our farms, we need to do all this. So about resource mobilization, it is reaching out there. I got that when I worked with the Diocese of Lodwar. What the diocese does mostly is to resource mobilize for its projects. And we all know how the diocese has been effective in service delivery, particularly in the social projects.
Thank you very much. Now to Honorable Benedict Lokamar. Good evening, Mheshimiwa. I hope you are doing well. I have some issues that I want your opinion on them. One of the issue is the issue I had asked Jen. Kawaganda kidengutwanyare Lower East. Aberuke Ekle. I want to start with that verbatim. Are you Nanok's project? That is the first one. If you saw the news today, order, please. Anger in Turkana County. It was the top news today. You are the current MCA Lokori Kochodin Ward that houses Lokubai and Morulem irrigation scheme. Do you think you have been a solution to food insecurity, or you are a source of food insecurity in Turkana County? Because so far, these two schemes have not produced even 100 sacks to feed the population of Turkana County. Yet, the two schemes are in your ward, while an MCA agriculture is a devolved function. What is your comment on that? Issue number 3, Talo. Talo has been the source of insecurity in Turkana East and Turkana South. Were you part of the conflict? As a leader, number 2013, 2017, 2018, till now, you have been a leader in the two houses. Corruption in Turkana County has been happening in front of you. Were you also corrupted, or you will continue being corrupted? Finally, how many bills have you done in your capacity as a leader that you can tell this population that I have done this bill and not done this? The last one, you've been the chairman of Security Committee in the Assembly. Do you think Turkana is still secure or insecure? Asante Mheshimiwa.
I want to start with the first one.
I have asked him double the questions I had asked you. I am not being biased. I don't belong to UDA. I don't belong to Democrat. 5 minutes according to the plenary. Are you able to utilize the 5 minutes?
Let me start. It is my brother Malik who said the subject, or brother or sister, according to what he said.
You want to do a rebuttal, Prof?
No.
Please, we will give you time to respond to the issues when we are done with the final person.
So I want to say Professor Malik wanted sympathy. That's what. Otherwise, Nanok is not my brother. Nanok is a leader, a Turkana leader. He comes from East, and I also come from East, but we don't have any relation. So, to be interested in this position cannot link me with Nanok in any way. Otherwise, it was just a sympathy kind of talk, because I know Senator Malik, I was with him in UDA, and because I declared the interest, that's how he escaped. A second one, about the two schemes. I want to tell you one thing that everybody must know is the climate change. There is changed the entire country, the entire county. So we Therefore, don't expect any food from such a irrigation because of that change of climate.
3 minutes.
The other one is about tallow, a conflict. If I had conflict in tallow, I want to say no. In fact, in my ward, I had lobbied for jobs for my people. I had no interest in any job or any contract. All projects were taken. There was no conflict anyway. Although there are negatives and positives in every. I'm a leader from 2013, 2017. Even now, I'm a minority leader. I want to tell you that there are two arms in Turkana County government. The legislative arm, legislature. Whatever is done in the executive, I cannot know, because those people, people working in offices are just inside the offices. You can't know exactly what they're doing. They're good enough. We have entities that deal with that, like now ethics and anti-corruption. We'll deal with those that are now, as a leader of minority, I'm very keen either to second or move the motion. And I want to tell you a number of bills that we had passed. One is about Turkana County Village Admin Act of 2019, the Turkana County Government, Turkana County Water Act of 2018. There is also the recent two, that is now the Turkana County Ward Development Fund of 2022 and Turkana County Climate Change of 2021. And that is why Turkana County Assembly is second after Nairobi. And I want to tell you for free, in our Turkana County Assembly, we are professionals.
1 minute, please.
We are professionals.
Finalize.
And I want to be proud of that. We have good people. Also, I don't know if he was there, is Bernard Kebo. I saw him shortly within the jurisdiction of the Assembly, but he disappeared. But the rest of honorable members present now, they have done their best. That's why we've come with there. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mheshimiwa. You've utilized your 5 minutes well. Now let's go to Peter. Good evening, Peter.
Good evening, Dr. Logiro.
Very well. See land, and I was to be part of you. Maybe you can do a response on the issue of land, whereby you are advancedly mentioned the ACS land in Lokichar, the Turkana University land, the sale of the land. Do you think you are a solution to the issues of land in Turkana County? The other issue is the issue of title deeds, allotment letters, and community land in Turkana County. While you are CEC, you did nothing about these issues. Maybe you can give us your opinion on that. Then there is the issue of the conflict of land. Sijui kama iko na ukweli, maybe utuambie. Then the issue of legislation and policies. Did you leave something in terms of policy and legislation while you are in county government so that people can say, this policy, this legislation is courtesy of Peter? Finally, do you think you have proper networks, realization skills that will beef in your role as a senator of Turkana County? Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Lokichar and Turkana University land. In the first place, the issues of ACS land Lokichar, I simply sent the staff to do the usual survey. It's okay. Are you getting this? So I sent the staff to basically, okay, thank you. I sent some staff to do a survey for land in Lokichar for the member of parliament for Turkana South then, that is Mr. James Homwa or Mheshimiwa Lomenen. So I think the staff members did their job very well, except that I think some government officials had fun interest, had own selfish interest on the same land on how they can benefit from ACS. I only learned that people were discussing about the sale of this land. This was done behind my back. And I think it was actually connected to government officials or other politicians with it. On the issue of title deeds, I think one thing that we did well was that we considered mapping of 8 major towns in Turkana as a priority. That is for almost every sub-county, we ensured as the first step, because you cannot do you cannot issue title deeds without survey, without mapping, identification and adjudication of the land. So for me, when I took office, I began with the first office, the first step, which was actually mapping these towns and preparing as a way of preparing them for expect that those in the office or those who have been running that particular office have developed or have moved on, have made progress on this matter. Now what to land? I don't think this has ever, I don't know where this has arisen, because I don't remember to have been mentioned adversely in any community land issue. Instead, I think I made it a responsibility for me to educate the community on ownership. That is one area where I put a lot of strength when I was in the office.
You have 2 minutes.
The other issue of policies, we enacted a number of policies in that office. One was that we decided to establish land administration, management, and land use a bill to Parliament. That is one that we did, and you know, since I worked there for 1.5 years, I left it there. We took the county assembly. So I want also to believe progress was made by those who are left. 2, we also came up with a land allocation bill. Those are the 2 bills that I can remember. And I know we were working on the land survey and fiscal planning bill. So on the policies issues, those are the issues that that is what I left behind. I've worked widely with the different segments of people and institutions and organizations. I believe that I have those networks and I'll be able, given the chance and the authority that this position comes, the Senate position comes up with, I'll be able to handle this very well, especially on matters with given creativity and innovation. We shall be able to work with existing organizations, recruit new organizations and networks to enable this happen. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for giving me time to say something that was stated before us. My name has featured quite a bit. So I wanted to rebut that by saying that what Honorable Adapal is saying is actually not true. The fact of the matter is, when we were in Manzano, in Machakos, Nanok actually told me that since he was leaving the office of the governor, he wanted the senator seat to go east. It is that time when now the guy who calls himself my brother, by the way, Lohamar is not my brother, so he should not be calling me his brother. It is at that time when now he said that he wanted to be a senator. I'm trying to convince these people to be reasonable in their claims. It is at that time when he spoke, we were 3, Jen and I and him, is when he said, oh, you know, Jen is my uncle's, so I knew their relatives. So the 2 of them came together, each one wanted to be a senator, but unfortunately for Jen, she was thrown under the bus. They said she's a woman, she doesn't have the strength to fight me. So Lokamari was actually the one that was given the ticket, and now Jen is fighting on her own. Actually, Lokamari is a project of Nanok, as well as the entire UDA assembly here in Turkana. It's a project of Nanok, so we cannot deny that fact because everybody knows about it. Thank you.
I think we need to go easy on letting out our emotions because the rebuttal is all about responding to each other. Yes. So kindly let's go easy on that. Jane, please respond, and finally Lokamar, then you can close that.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Prof. I respect this. He's the only super senator. The others we are still vying, but we want the super senator to go back home and be. There's a statement. Honorable Lokamar, the minority leader, he has just said for 15 years in power, no single bill he has been seconding and passing. I'm worried about the Turkana issue. If you go to the national government, you funding. Suppose they say we slash Turkana allocation to 15, you pass and second. That is crazy. The other thing about what Honorable Lokamar has just said, I want to challenge because it's about leadership. We need to take Turkana to the next level. The issue of normalcy, because I've been in 15 years, it's not a qualification for you to be a senator or a governor. It is about issue-based, agenda-based, result-based leadership. My brother has just said again, irrigation is not possible. How can you be comfortable when your people are dying of hunger? You could use other strategies to ensure that there's food for your people. That Morilem irrigation needs tractors, the canal, so that when the climate issue is affecting the river, then you can channel the water from the water pans to you can become food secure.
That is it? Thank you. Mr. Lokamar, kindly.
You know, Jen must learn how to be attentive. I say that I'm the leader of minority, and all bills, and I'm the one act as the key player. I don't know how you took it. You know, you need to be attentive when discussion is going on. The other thing about there is climate change right now. We are not experiencing any rainfall. You cannot do any irrigation without rain. Unless, you know, I know I'm the key person here because the UDA is the giant in the room. Now, these young parties are now fighting this. I want to maybe to say something on what Professor Malik said. One thing, because Professor Malik, leader, elder, any Turkana man or woman are associated with you know, Imbacharin. We are a family. We are a family. Once you talk and mention Emachar, your clan, you become a family. So it is a straightforward thing. So when I say Jane is a relative, it's because of a key. It is there, and Malik knows that. So in fact, Malik saying I'm not his brother. What if I say he's my in-law because I've married from their family? We are still brothers, and we have that linkage. So we are one family. You cannot think.
Thank you, thank you.
Yes,
Last
yes, Bernard, you will be brief.
Yes.
Please, please.
Yes. There is a claim that Lokamar says he was not able to notice my presence at that time. Lokamar, Honorable Lokamar, was the chief whip.
Silence.
Was the chief whip to the coalition that I was the deputy leader of majority coalition.
A minute, Honorable Bernard.
Thank you.
Order, please. Can we let Honorable Bernard respond to the issue? Proceed, Honorable Bernard.
And of course, he would not be able to notice my presence because most of the time, what he was propagating of the executive. So there is no way you can has contracted you, which is the and the legislature. How I wish he would even be here to acknowledge that in the bill, the village administrative bills, 3 village units. I contested and we were able to get 5. 1 for Lodwar, that is Lodwar town, village, and Kakwanya. And then, it is just maybe the other day, maybe what is mentioning is when the county assembly, when I've been out, gave me an assignment. And that could also add to the reason as to why I want to go for the Senate. The county assembly gave me an assignment to draft legislations, and I did 57 drafts of work. And his team, to have even worked on a number of them, including the one for conservancy, the other one for exploitation of our resources, that is quarry stones and sand, amongst others. But unfortunately, nothing. What he has been propagating, and you know he's very proud that to tell us UDA is the biggest party. Of course it is. It is the biggest party because it is surviving from our coffers. Surviving from our coffers. So when you survive from our coffers, you don't care if people in Morlem are angry or not. Matters in security that time when we were serving in the county assembly, there was money that had been allocated for stipends that would go to support our NPRs. Because most of the NPRs had my gown. Every
30 seconds.
Yes, every time, you know, every time a proposal is brought for a supplementary budget, we kept on losing that money. How I wish by this time, it was supposed to have helped in fixing that problem. That we have stipends for our NPRs and the border is secure. How are you going to? We'll talk, yes. But in this time, he had an opportunity to be able to propel the agenda of the governor so that it can survive politically is what has mattered.
Thank you.
Dr. you know, there are issues to be followed. I want a follow-up.
Thank you. Just a minute, Mheshimiwa. Just a minute. Peter, you wanted to respond to something?
Not really. Thank you.
Very well. Prof, we are starting with you. Before you start talking, I know you want to do a rebuttal.
Yeah.
We have online questions for each one of you. We are taking questions from our online viewers to you, so that while you do your rebuttal, you will be responding to those questions.
Okay, there are personal questions to each one of you, but there are also an overall questions. I'll start from Dr. Gilchrist Locoel. Question to all the aspirants, so this one to all of you. What is your take on the issue of reduction of maternal and newborn mortalities in Turkana County if you get elected as senator? County hospitals and rural health facilities is becoming a challenge. How will you use the NHIF platform in all health care facilities in Turkana for sustainability? 3, how do you strengthen issues of cross-border health considering majority of our population are pastoralists? 4, our data on acute malnutrition and teen pregnancies are alarming. Global acute malnutrition levels are presently at 3%, way above WHO recommendation of 15%, and teenage pregnancies during COVID surge. What concrete steps are you going to put in place, if elected, to bring it down?
I hope you are noting down the general questions because you will have an opportunity to respond to them. There are general questions and specific questions.
Okay, a question to Peter Locoel. In your last assignment as CECM, what achievements would you point at that would propel me to vote for you? There is popular saying that sacked due to performance at your role. Lokamar, in your role as MCA for Lokori bordering into Turkana East, which borders West Pokot, and also as a minority leader, what would propel me to vote for you? Narrow down to bills relating senator's role. MCA Kebo, in your past leadership in role as MCA, your people voted you out after 5 years. What would make Turkana people to trust you with the position of senator when even Lodwar Township didn't entrust you with second term? Jen, you have never served as immature in politics. You served in Turkana County Assembly Service Board, which foresaw the sacking of many Turkana people on the claim employed more staff than earlier expected. Case in point, Sergeant at Arms advertised 3 positions but employed more. What tangible roles you have previously served that will propel me to vote senator? There is more matters under EACC watch from Turkana County employees under your silence. What score would you rate yourself to warrant the Turkana people to vote you again?
Yeah. I go.
Just a moment. We are going to give you time.
Okay.
I'm only doing this. Order, please, so that they can...
Order. Our candidates, we are reading out the online questions for you so that you respond after we've read to you all the questions. I hope you're noting them down.
I don't have a book.
You are a professor.
I'm in my head.
Very well.
Okay, we can continue. Further questions to the aspirants. This one is to all of you. Unemployment in Turkana County is currently over 60% of the entire populace. Job opportunities in NGO world rate are not benefiting residents of the county. What measures to ensure youth who have papers get jobs in the county? 2, shoddy job among the contractors at the national, bad tarmac roads in Kalokol and Loima and county. How are you going to ensure Turkanas get value for money allocated to them? We have minerals deposit in Turkana like gold, precious stones, and gypsum. How are you going to ensure ordinary Turkana residents benefit from these resources? What is your take on ensuring that leadership wrangles are sorted out in Turkana University and we have getting a charter for full accreditation of this university to become a fully fledged university to serve our interests? Individual questions, but the same one to answer. For Professor Kamar, did you ever sponsor a motion, and which ones? Be specific. I think we should start with those ones.
Very well. We will start with Peter. Respond to the general questions that were asked, then to the specific questions. You have 3 minutes.
There are many general questions. I've noted about 4 of them. And the first one, there was issue of reduction of newborn and maternal. I think that is a positive observation, and it is encouraged. And we will say it's good performance from the relevant ministry. Issues of financing for healthcare facilities. Issue of financing for healthcare facilities at the lower levels. I think that is a question, an issue that can be discussed with the executive because it is them who are controlling the pass of the resources that we get here. For me as a senator, what I will do is to advocate for more resources from different institutions where possible so that we can have some financial resources available for this function. Cross-border health. The issue with cross-border health is it requires an integrated approach. Either if we are dealing with Uganda border or Ethiopia border or Sudan, for that matter, there is need to establish cooperation between the 2 governments Turkana governments, particularly working with the national government, can facilitate that. And I'm sure that will lead us to good results because it requires an holistic approach. The issue of malnutrition, rising cases of acute malnutrition in Turkana. Basically, this is a true indicator for food insecurity that we are facing in this. Who is going to be elected is going to establish key projects in addressing food security matters. And for me, if elected as a senator, I'll be able to support and advocate for such support. Issues of securing, for us who are educated, securing employment with the county government. I think our interest is not, for me as a person, I believe that I can look for jobs anywhere within Kenya and around the world. So I think I'm not restricted to obtain the job opportunities with the county government. In any case, I do not get this position, I will still apply for jobs within the county government, just like I would apply or elsewhere. If like people of Turkana, the issue of poor services by national contractors, I think that is part of the representation. As a senator, I have to approach different ministries and understand from them, as soon as the such contracts are released, we should be able to know payments are being undertaken in Loima or any other sub-county. And as a result, try to follow up and see the kind of performance as part of oversight role as a senator. Issues of minerals and potential investment and resource mobilization, and I would really love to work with the county government and other stakeholders in ensuring that we are able to actually excavate and realize the potential of this county in different resources available, be it in minerals, be it in other aspects. Leadership wrangles, addressing the issue of leadership wrangles at university, Turkana University. I think that requires interest from all stakeholders. I think finally, if I am to explain my the allegation that I was sacked because of underperformance, I would say that is not true. For this reason, I was sacked for political differences with the government then. Just a different opinion, and my position as a candidate for Member of Parliament for Turkana Central. So it was basically a political chanting exercise. And a good basis for that is that I sought justice for the sacking, and I was able to, among other colleagues of mine, we were able to attain that administrative justice. We were given back our jobs, and apart from that, we were also compensated for our salaries. So I don't think I was sacked for underperformance. And in any case, given the kind of experience I told you, given the kind of background I told you, given the kind of work I did at the ministry here, given the kind of work I did as a consultant with the United States African Development Foundation, I don't think underperformance would have risen as an issue.
Thank you so much. Let's the general questions, then you can answer the specific question for you. 5 minutes.
You are very fast. I don't know which one are those. You know.
First of all, EDRELE handle the financing, cross-border. Then there was the issue of bills and legislations you've done while at the assembly. Did you capture those ones?
Issue concerning NHIF and reduction of maternal. I want to say this is a devolved function, and my role as the senator, because I'll become one, or the senator of this county very soon. I'll make sure that because
order, please let Honorable come.
I'll make within the budget estimates, and because the governor will be of my party, I will advise to allocate money on this activity because it is a default function. On bills, I stop. I had said I'd sponsored so many bills, but by the time I will become the senator, I will sponsor the bill of 30%. The oil and gas, that one I'll make sure that it's sponsored in the Senate so that the county government of Turkana benefit from the 30% share. That one, using many consultants, because it should be a borrowed idea, I'll make sure it is compacted and make sure that that bill is operational. About NGOs, a space for professionals, because there are no professionals within this county that are benefiting. I want to say that our professionals got interested very much at desk with the cooperation with other stakeholders. We'll make sure that NGOs give space to our professionals, because we have many NGOs around, but it's only the non-Turkana occupying those positions. And there is something about the shady jobs. Oversight is one of the role of the senator. And for contractors that are prone to shady jobs like now that of tarmac, that the road from Lodwar to Kalakol is a national, to Loima is also, that one I promise, by the time my people elect me, that will be the first priority, because that tarmac roads, they contract those jobs. About leadership wrangles in the Turkana University College. No, it exists, but I want to tell our people, the Turkana people, that it is a process, because the leadership, even during Tobanglore, all leaders had condemned this kind of wrangles in this university. And I want to say that very soon, because leaders will be elected from parties, and the unity of purpose must be maintained. I want to assure our electors that Turkana will get its charter. There's also, if there were sponsored motions, if I had sponsored motions in the assembly, I want to say that because there are many that we succeeded to come with a bill that's now in operation. 30, big wards getting 10 million and the other getting around 8 million. That bill is in this county. It is being used for operation. The other bill that, the other motion that I had sponsored is on municipality water shortage. Water shortage. When I came with this motion, the issue of Napu came now into existence. And I'm very proud that now some parts of this municipality is getting water. Those are the two motions that I had sponsored myself.
Thank you so much. Let's go to Kebo.
Thank you. Dr. Gilchrist, of course, I had an opportunity to serve with him. Then when I was the vice chair for Health Services Committee. And most of what he has raised, like the positive indicators in maternal health care, is because of the support time. Activities like even cross-border treatment for the people and the animals is what we spearheaded. I also happened to be in the Pastoral Economy and Fisheries Committee. So when matters health for people and animals could be brought on board, I was in the forefront to ensure that we support, we give them money. There was time the executive decided to strangle the Pastoral Economy and Fisheries Department on the pretext that they were not banning the shilling. But that was not true. The truth was the appointing authority was not comfortable with the then CEO just for the position of the governor. So NHIF, of course, yes. Of the 57 pieces of work that I've just mentioned here that I drafted for the County Assembly of Turkana, there is a law there. What needs to be done to enact that legislation? Of course, they have to flesh it to ensure that it fits our context. When that is done, our people will be taken care of. In the area of malnutrition, malnutrition is all about food insecurity. That we don't have secure households to afford meals for the people. And seemingly, the government has just been comfortable with that. When we look at the money that we have put in the irrigation schemes and all that, it's like a waste. It's like a waste. So if, as a county government, we can go the way of ensuring that there is value for the money. And I say this because there is a tendency, if you find a very intelligent governor who will be right and rule tactic, he buys some MCS, try to disengage from the dark activities they discuss and deliberate with the executive, which again they come and ensure they have propagated in the county assembly, that the county assembly is divided. Then how do you expect to have a food secure county? Much of the money will go to waste. So if the people are starving, some people will be happy. Even in their backyard, they're still comfortable. Malnutrition can only be addressed if we feel that we first need to fight hunger. It's not even about poverty in Turkana. It's about hunger. Do we have some food in the household? It's very unfortunate that we also seemingly we are comfortable when we are given handouts, other than saying, how can we use this money to ensure that I have something if I'm working, but there's somebody else who has completely nothing. So malnutrition, the budget is there. It's about the county assembly works on the budget. It's about the senator being available to work with the county assembly in oversight, and he also has to partner the support of our partners in matters food security. There is also something which is very suspect. Maybe the county government, in a way, I want to say, the reports about the money that is spent, that goes to some activities like food security, would be the reports of the money that has been used by the partners. Because the partners will put more money, but again the output is not according to how much we've spent from the exchequer and how much we've got from the partners. There is about financing.
Can you tackle maybe the bills that you sponsored?
Okay, bills.
Yeah.
One of the bills that I did sponsor, I thought he was saying emotion, but one of the bills I did sponsor is that one on Turkana County Alcoholic Drinks Control Act. I sponsored that, working there, but they may not be doing enough because that act has not been implemented. I also remember sponsoring a motion. During the time when we had fracas, a young man had been shot at the bridge by the OCS. And it was important to bring a more fracas could be compensated. It led to the development of the executive of Emergency Act, which is there. Because that time they said there was no money for that. But importantly, many of the legislations that I have done are those that came from the the department. So we did that. Now the department was bringing many of the legislations that we had to ensure are passed. So we had a lot of work, both at the committee level and the plenary. That is why most of the MCS, including my brother Lohamar, would not bring one, not even one, because we were busy. So what he could do was maybe to support or to second or something close to that. But I want to say that much of the work we did in the first term, is what gave the County Assembly of Turkana the image it has had as the second. But again, when we talk of financing of health facilities, there was a law that was passed by the County Assembly, Facility Improvement
Time
Fund.
is over. Time is over.
A minute.
No, maybe 30 seconds. You conclude what you are saying.
Facility Improvement Fund, it is out there. But our health facility, that is Lodwar County Referral, is at its knees. All of you will be there to attest. You go to Lodwar County Referral Hospital, maybe even Panadol is a problem, when there are people who are supposed to ensure that this is done. We have had partners like Danida. Danida did support money that was devolved to our facilities. The County Assembly of Turkana needs to vote these budgets for our health facilities, because even the committees are there. The law was passed, the committees are there. There has also been that money, around 150,000, that used to go to these dispensaries.
Thank you.
The question I want to give back to Daktari is, how have our health practitioners, how have our people entrusted the service been used? Because it's also suspicious how that money was being utilized.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Dr. Jane, you can tackle the questions that you...
Thank you so much for the powerful questions. And there is a sentiment by one to say no one is born a politician, but to develop from the managerial to be a politician, or even to be what you want to be. So no one is born a politician. Everyone here who has been a politician just started like the way we've started. Secondly, most of the questions asked here are more of managerial. I wish to respond on matters, maternal health and the issue of malnutrition. It is crazy because one day we had a meeting, Save the Children, UNDP.
Order, please, order. People in the gallery.
And the report that was given is that Turkana, the rate of malnutrition at Turkana is very high. And so many young children are dying prematurely because of lack of balanced diet. So the issue goes back again to the food insecurity. We need to tackle the issue of food insecurity to ensure that every household has enough balanced diet, not just food, but balanced diet, to ensure that the malnutrition part of the problem is solved. Therefore, this one starts with the county government, who will be the governor, and I will bring the goodwill, as I said. We will not be lying that as a senator, I'll bring money or I'll do what. But as a senator, I'll bring the goodwill of networking and having round tables with the stakeholders and the NGOs that are supporting the same matters relating health. So it's about networking and working together as a government. The county government to involve the senator, the MPs, and the women rep, so that we fight the issue of malnutrition. The issue of malnutrition. In Turkana County, all the stakeholders have to come together. The governor, the deputy governor, the legislators, and other stakeholders, the UN organizations, and any other organizations that are around Turkana. So it is about networking, stakeholder engagement with the government in place. But as a senator, I'll ensure that we lobby for more resources to ensure that we achieve the target of having perfect health, or achieving universal health care, which is stipulated in the SDGs. Thirdly, on matters finances, they are seconding even staff in the Ministry of Health so that we perform as the Ministry of Health. This goes back to the managers who are in the offices. What it is about being responsible, best practice, so that we may take the matters health in Turkana County. Really tried, because I've moved places as I was looking for my votes. I found several dispensaries around, several health cares around, which is an achievement. But we need now to staff the dispensaries, to put medication to ensure that we attain the universal healthcare requirement as stipulated by the SDGs. And another thing is...
2 minutes to go.
Oh, we are done. On matters youth unemployment. In fact, majority of the youths are not employed. And the county jobs cannot be enough for all of us. I think a time has come, we can do entrepreneurial trainings for youths who can do business. We can have recreational centers for youths who can do indoor games. Even your gift can take you international. Your gift, you are a basketball, you are apart from the white collar job. I think we need to think outside the box. Thirdly, on the same, we need the CSR policy or laws to ensure that the NGOs around Turkana County give a portion for our people or our children or our youths who are in this county. So Nairobi, while you have experts in Turkana County, so it is about the CSR policy, youth-friendly policies to reduce unemployment. All these things are possible. We are able to input the internship policy.
Conclude.
Huh?
Finally, conclude.
Okay. You're saying?
Conclude your point, your time.
The thing is, as a senator, I'll bring the goodwill about all these matters. I'm an experienced expertise of 15 years in community development. I have all what it takes, and as a social scientist, I have the data of everything that is within the county. It's required, my contribution, your contribution, and the contribution of the partners. Believe in me, we'll take Turkana to the next level.
Thank you. Thank you.
Prof, it's your time.
Yeah, thank you. I want to start by complaining that there are too many questions, and without a record, it's very easy to. I want to start by going back to what Honorable Lokamari says about and local. I think if you elect Lokamari, it's going to be the most misinformed senator ever, because he does not seem to understand the concept of global law for irrigation to take place. In fact, irrigation by definition is just availing. Irrigation by definition is just availing water, whether by, from the river or from wells or any source of water can be used for irrigation. Honorable Lokamari actually had a chance to drill a well there and use it for irrigation, but he drilled the well in his own home, a public well that he should have used to do that irrigation. So this tells you that this is not the kind of leader that says do not make sense. Questions that you asked, a lot of them have gone out, and I do not remember them. But the thing about health is very important, and should be, a lot of the questions you have asked, as Jen says, are managerial, and others may be just questions that we are going to raise in the Senate to ask questions about particular issues. So for us sitting here trying to answer them is not going to help any. Maternity health is very important. Enough time should be given for maternity and any available help. That is important. Cross-country, something that needs cooperation. So it needs the bodies, the organs in counties to agree, to sit together and agree that they are going to say, use medicine across the borders so that the cattle on the other side are inoculated, the ones on this side are inoculated, or they're going to do whatever it takes to have a healthy border crossing situation. But it cannot just occur. If you do it in Turkana and leave it in Pokot, it's going to be a problem. If you do it in Turkana and leave it in Samburu, it's still going to be a problem. Something else I remember is about the university. The problem of this university is based on corruption and tribalism. The Minister of Education has interest in the university and his tribe. People want their tribesmen to hold interest in those positions. And this is what I found when it's just because the minister is actually involved in the corruption that is going on in the university, because he has interests. He wants particular people to be employed. And there are also tribal interests, like this university, the university that Lokamari went to. uh, is also a university run by lawyers who want to populate universities in Turkana, and as a result, you find them squabbling around because they want Professor so to be in charge and Professor so to be in charge. So they solve a problem like that because it's ingrained in you know, what the disease that the country is suffering from, and that is called corruption. So till we get rid of that corruption, or till we get rid of tribalism, we're still going to continue to have problems in this university. What you said about bills and motions and so on, this is something for me that you'll have to look at the Hansard, because I'd not sit here and tell you all of them, Senate, to see what I've been involved in. What else was there?
I think that is enough, because your time is over.
Okay.
We expected that maybe you could just mention a few of the motions that you sponsored, but thank you for your time. Thank you for that segment.
Just a little bit. Most of the members have attacked me, and I must also clear some, just with respect.
Attack in 30 seconds.
Yeah, it can be anything.
Yeah, attack back in 30 seconds.
It depends on the definition on how you define to what Professor Malika said. You know, I've insisted saying that there are long, prolonged rainfall that we are now experiencing. There's no rain, any signs of rain now, and that is the problem. Now, my big question is, because Senator Ekel, what has he done to challenge exactly me as the member of County Assembly or leaders? That is a big question. Secondly, Kebo said that 57, I don't know, policies, whatever. This is a draft. And you know, this is a process. If you drafted the 57, then what happened? Because as Assembly, we don't rely you know, you must draft what you have. If there is substance, then you bring to the Assembly for the Assembly to pass those ones. The last one about security. You know, Madam, I'm trained and tested. So issues concerning security, because they say that I was a chairman. Of course, yes, I was chairman security. I was chairman security with a bill of...
Order, please, let him
And that's
finish.
how I came with the Turkana County Village Admin Bill of 2019. That is my work. And during my time in leadership, I opened so many centers. Experience. So, and security is all about collective, collective effort. So, when they shy from security, I stand to be elected as a senator. It's now bleeding and requires a senator who is security-oriented person.
Okay, thank you. So finally, I think this is the last segment round to answer questions. And I'm happy that matters food security is close to all your hearts and those who are absent today. So I don't know whether climate-smart agriculture is something that is new or something that is of known to you. So I would like each one of you to take 30 seconds to define to me what climate-smart agriculture is. Starting from you, Peter. In climate-smart agriculture.
I think smart agricultural practices. First of all, I think I want to, allow me to complain about that sentence.
It's just a statement. Define what climate-smart agriculture is.
Climate-smart agriculture means adaptation to the climate you're operating.
Okay. Yeah. To you, Lokamar.
Questions?
It is a follow-up question. You want a question on security?
Yes, ask questions, relevant questions.
It is a follow-up question. There is a question on food security that is coming up. So kindly define to me what's...
He has defined exactly what I was to say.
Okay, then if you agree, that is okay. Next. If you agree also, please move on to the next. If you have
of course,
else.
the definition that the explanation is
okay.
what applies.
Okay, next.
Okay.
It's an adoption.
Okay. And last to you, Professor.
kind of the agriculture that is taken, that is used at the time, depends on the climatical conditions at the time.
Thank you. Asanteni. So, sorry. Please. Tunamaliza, sawa? So when you talk of climate smart agriculture, I think Turkana is fit for this kind of intervention. So what are some of the interventions that you're going to put in place to ensure food security for the people of Turkana? And that is in terms of agriculture, livestock, fisheries, all these summed up in terms of agriculture to ensure food security.
Insecurity in Turkana is actually making that impossible. You realize that our neighbors are pushing us out of our rivers where we would have practice irrigation. So they are pushing us out onto places that cannot be irrigated. So first of all, we'll have to settle problems of insecurity, and then along the rivers, we'd now practice what you're calling climate-based kind of irrigation. That is, have a kind of irrigation, drip irrigation, that that makes sense with the kind of climate that you have. So, in my view, we have to settle the security into their own borders, so we can use the natural resources that we have for ourselves. So, River Takwel is here for us to irrigate, but because our neighbors have taken over, our people are left malnourished. Is going on to go for a long time, a way to trap water, rainwater when there's rain, and use that for irrigation. 3, we'll have to drill, we'll have to look for aquifers. We'll have to look for aquifers all over Turkana, and then we sink holes, wells, and then we use that also for irrigation. That is going to reduce the hunger situation in Turkana. Thank you. Madam
Jane, what interventions will you put in place to ensure food security?
Okay, thank you. As I had previously said, major challenges, just Professor said, lack of technical expertise to do the smart farming that we are saying. Thirdly, degradation of the land because of the climate change effects. Thus, for us to attain this, we need to do adoption of new methods of farming when this insecurity matters is solved. One of the methods to use is having drought-resistant crops that will not take long time. And we need also to do, number 2, improved livestock. We get improved breeds. We crossbreed with our own breed so that we may have strong breed of livestock that can withstand the harsh conditions. Thirdly, we need to adopt the matter of
silence. Go on.
New techniques of irrigation. We can even drill water and then do sprinkler irrigation. We can do drip irrigation. So it's about those technologies.
Okay.
But you have to be food secure because Turkana
to employ this, what we need as a county is commitment. And when I talk of commitment as a county, is all the stakeholders, the elected leaders, the assembly. In the first term, we had a lot of engagement with partners, including those who have done well in this area like Israel. But seemingly, we have not been able to tap. If the county assembly has passed whatever resolutions, the county executive likely has not adopted these resolutions. And if the county executive went out and attend the debate for members of parliament for Turkana South, and the CEC was able to demonstrate how is the support of the partners in this area. What do we need to do? We need to invest in the blue economy. We tap our lake and the resources that are there. It means putting money, putting a budget. What do we need? We need to put money and employ our partners in our animals. We tried with Lomedat and we put 20 million. What do we need to do? We need to ensure that our irrigation schemes are working. Importantly, when the contractors paid for the work they have done, this county has a problem of paying the contractors and nothing has happened. How then can this work? we can have all these beautiful theories and we can articulate many issues here without commitment from the county government and every player. And without us saying, we've spent a lot of money to reach out to those with technology. And it is time to implement it. Then it remains a story for another day.
Thank you very, very much. That's a good one. One question of dams, like now at my place, Lower Dam, that can improve food security. I saw creation of water plants where there are so many seasonal rivers that can also boreholes because we have plenty of water underground that can also work and managed. And lastly, water catchments from these hills and mountains will be done. But through expertise, if people are trained and given the right seeds, especially 3-month seeds. But what Senator Ekal on my ball, you know, he has never drilled any ball. So because once you drill your own ball, it cannot be mentioned that I have a ball. That's my effort and my money. Cannot be in a debate. Ball that I have, in fact, I share with the community, and it cannot be shared. That's personal. That's an asset. And I encourage my law to drill one. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Finally, to you, Peter, you have networks with the, you've created networks with the World Food Program that have done a great job when it comes to curbing hunger. When it strikes, is now something that is to be, you know, to be celebrated in Turkana.
You know, already World Food Program is a great partner of Turkana County. They are already working together, and I believe some of the issues they are sharing are issues to address with availing experts, our people, to learn modern ways of doing agriculture. The other issue, for example, those technologies like story gardening, you know, those are smart agricultural practices that we would like to adopt in this area. Is actually reaching many parts, and is working with the FAO, Food Agriculture Organization, which is basically the technical arm of food security with the UN. So they are able to source for those modern technologies and advise our people. I am happy with what the county government has done, trying to send some people, some local people, to go and train in Israel, for example. Those are better ways of addressing our food security matters. But what we cannot do is, we realize that addressing physical security and border issues is a long-term problem. So we cannot sit and wait until when we address the security problem for us to address agricultural issues. And also, what we cannot do is also to steal from the public in Lokori, where who Honorable Okamara is representing, that the borehole in his house was actually through a public grant. So we cannot steal from the public in that manner. So we will not be promoting food security. We will be promoting food insecurity. Probably that is why Morulem and Lokubai are not producing food.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, thank you.
My coalition. They are
But
fighting the
you
holy
brought out
giant.
that point clearly. That was your asset, right?
Honorable
Asante,
Okamar.
thank you.
Honorable Okamar.
Okay. Defend yourself. Yeah.
Honorable Okamar, before you respond to that, we wanted to start from Peter. He gives us his parting shot and the closing remarks, so that when you'll have your time of giving a parting shot and the closing remarks, you'll respond to that. Meanwhile, I would wish to notify you that next weekend, we will have the Deputy Governor's debate on Saturday. Then Sunday, we will have the Governor's debate. We will reduce the number of people coming here because we will air it through a Joke FM. So you will listen via the radio and watch online. We will reduce the number of people coming here. We will reduce the number of people coming here. Or you want to respond? I have told you authoritatively that we will reduce the number of people coming to Turkana University because of, one, the noise and the liability. We can be university. This is a public university. It is all our assets. Very well. We start from Peter. Give us your parting shot and your closing remarks. Order, order, order.
I think with the...
We are not getting you. We are not getting you, Peter.
This
Yes.
is on.
Yes.
Are you clear now? Are we clear? Yeah, I think I want to ask for permission from our audience that kindly give us an opportunity to finalize what we are saying. And I want to begin it this way. From this debate, I would like to request or to ask for the people of Turkana to vote me as their senator, given that, for one, these colleagues of mine have disqualified as super senator. That means she's ready to vote for Senate, has disqualified herself, and is ready to vote for Professor Malaki. Two, for Honorable Kebo, the people of Lodwar Township gave him a vote of no confidence while he was serving as the member of county assembly. And therefore, he has got no reason why he's contesting as a senator for this particular position. And for Professor himself, being a sitting senator, he failed to oversee our resources. He failed to represent us fully, because if today we were to ask Professor, can you rate your contact with the citizens of this great county for the last 4 years you have been in the office? I wonder what he's going to tell us. Because if you do not, you have limited contact with your citizens, I don't know how you can be able to understand their challenges and you will be able to support, to assist them. The other question, simply I will be asking Professor to convince us, okay, to basically ask us, as at the end of his first term, what is his confidence, satisfaction, or what is, in a proportion of 100%, what can he say is his confidence level for how he has served us for the last 4 years? And therefore, I think I qualify for this position. And for my brother here, Honorable Lokamar, I think the candidacy of this UDA senator is the greatest ox that is happening to us. Because for the last 10 years, he has been a leader in the county assembly of Turkana. And for the last 5 years particularly, he should be able to tell us what projects have been undertaken by, in various parts of this county. In as far as I believe, there is minimal level of that.
Thank you,
people of Turkana to vote for me as their senator, because I have determination, I have commitment, and the willingness to work with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter. Proceed, Honorable Lokamar. Do you want to respond to the issue raised? That mic is working. Yes.
Very good.
Respond to the issue, give us your closing remarks and your parting shot.
Yes. The issue of ball has been repeated many times. But I want to request my friends, because I'm in the ballot. Why don't you use this small time to block me from ballot if you have enough evidence? Because this is the only chance. You're wasting time talking of borehole at my home. Let me tell you, I have passionate heart for the community. My own resources that I use to drill that bore. The water, I'm serving almost half of Kanamkemer here, because I pay I have a bill of 100,000 monthly. So I have that monthly. So I have that boreholes, little money, because my car is over 4 million. But to bring a ball is something little. Don't dwell on that. Lastly, This one I'll talk in Kiswahili because I'm now talking to my voters direct. Kura. Wanipigie kura chama changu cha UDA. Kwa sababu sisi ni chama cha kimataifa, tulifanya wao jela. Walikuwa wanashika na kuweka jela. That's why there is confusion even now. Sisi kama UDA tuko na chata na tuliweka mambo yote ya Turkana katika chata ya wanyama, mambo ya agriculture, everything. It is now binding. So mimi naomba
order.
Mimi naomba watu wa Turkana wapigie Daktari William Samoei Ruto, is a friend of ours, a dear friend. Wacha mambo ya Tiela Tibim, hiyo ni past tense. Wapigie Lodepe na Kara kura. Is a Keta Lokamar kura. Awacha tu mambo mengine hii nyingine. Wapigie the women rep Cecilia Asinyen Ngetit kura, the young lady. Wapigie na Amwari kwanza wetu wale kwa Lodwa na wale wengine. This is the winning and the winning party. My friends, poleni sana. Nyinyi mtaenda tu, mtajipanga kule mbele.
Thank you, Honorable. Proceed, Honorable Kebo.
Thank you, Daktari, and the panel. Of course, I want to...
Order, please. Order.
I want to thank the organizers of these debates since we started up to this level, including, given that it has given us an opportunity to speak out, to be able to interact. Like that's just the question that somebody said about, I did not, and of course my brother Peter has just said the people of Lodwar Township gave me a red card. That is negative publicity that does not hold water. Because if I may not have performed, then the electorate was supposed to have recalled me. And again, against the leadership positions that I was holding, the trust that the leaders of this county bestowed upon me when I served as a member of county assembly. I want to say that I also want to thank you. If you could not have come, we could not be here to give the accountability of what we want to do as the leaders. I also want to thank those who have been supporting me. I have been supported by friends. Many doubted if I would be able to crisscross this county. But I did that because of your generous support. That I want to say thank you very much. I will be here to ask for your vote. I will be the bridge between the Senate and the County Assembly of Turkana. And importantly, we will partner with the county executive so that the county government is there to yield the promise. I am asking that we can have accountability for our money. The money from the exchequer, the money from our partners, our human resource in this county, in this time, are just demoralized. Just the other day, we were hearing a story of somebody who has served the county with all the money. Somebody passes on, and the county owes 660,000. This is the money somebody was supposed to be paid for, but it did not work. It is a reckless kind of engagement where the leadership needs to rise to the occasion. That is why I would say if you want to kill a dog, you give it a bad name. I had to choose the path of serving this nation and the people of Lodwar. The tides of impunity. Whatever happened in Lodwar in the last time is a matter of political gods, where people of Lodwar in this term that has ended will not be in a position, and the people of Turkana too, would not be in a position to get the service that's supposed to be there. I am asking for this so that we can have advocacy. We work with the people. We increase our extent of public participation. We have value for the money. Money needs to be devolved to the sub-counties. Much of the money is just hanging here, and the contractors, those contractors who are paid are the ones who are in good books with friends in the executive. These are some of the things we need to look into. And the person who is going to do that is the one who is seated here. People went out there to say, I had rebelled from my party. The people who are in ODM as traditional voters, now thought I had rebelled and had been sponsored by the party. That's why I lost the confidence of the people. It's not because I was not working. There was even a rumor that was mentioned to me. My bishop was told, I have married another wife. So these are the kind of lies that was being peddled. People were saying I had left Napetet, I was living in Kanamkemer.
Finish
Those
up,
were the lies. Yes,
I'm
concluding. Those were the lies that were peddled out there. Somebody would tell the people, then what language was I supposed to employ at the county assembly so that the business of the county would succeed? I am a victim of conspiracy. Then, when, like what I've just said, I had to decide, either kama hiyo ECD nawekwa, nikule simiti ingine, my business. Iyo lami ingewekwa Lodwa, I have a share. Iyo ota, I have a share. But everything the governor will have to say, I say, amen. I said no. I said no. That's why I was not re-elected. It's not that I was not performing. In fact, the leadership positions I held in the county assembly were more than that of my brother here, who was saying amen to everything the governor would say, and importantly, propagating the wrong agenda. Do not vote for a party. It is not about the party. It is about the person who is going to represent you.
Thank you, Mheshimiwa. Thank you, Mheshimiwa. Please proceed, Madam Jen.
Thank you so much. I think we are coming to the conclusion of this session. The Chocha TV, Ateket TV, the Sunbrim premium producers of the sweet bread, and all the stakeholders involved in this session. This is one of the best things that Turkana has done on matters digital content. And I promise the digital team that once I am a senator, I think I'll push for the digital content policies to ensure the youths who are using FB, YouTube, we monetize it and you get your money. So I'll advocate for that. Thank you so much. Secondly, I want to appeal to Turkana people that this is Jen Apetet Nashida vying as a senator. Let an agenda-based, issue-based, to represent the people of Turkana. Let's enter the book of records that for the first time 50 years, we've elected a woman presenting Turkana County at the National Assembly. Thirdly, and the last one, I want to appeal to the Turkana technocrats, the Turkana people, my mothers and sisters, ya kwamba there's nothing like 6 P's in this dispensation vision to take Turkana to the next level. It is thank you so much. It is not about parties, it is not about a coalition, but it is about what agenda do you have for the Turkana youth, Turkana women, and Turkana County. Lastly, there's another Lokamari has been 15 years in power. The neighbors are still eating, even his own ward is still suffering as a leader. What new will you bring to the Senate when you are suffering as a minority leader and a man who has been in power for 15 years? Vote a woman, vote Jen for change, and Turkana will be powerful.
Order. And Prof, we are not hearing you. Maybe you can use the one that Jen was using.
Okay.
Yes. We are good to go, Prof.
Thank you, Dr. Leguron. I want to appreciate you and your team for hosting this thing. We want people to debate. This is not what I was expecting, but here we are. This is not a debate in my sense of a debate, but it's a good idea. It's a good idea to have people air their views before wananchi, and in fact, I would have liked this in Turkana, but have it in English. Thank you, all of you, for coming in. Dr. Logiron, don't look at this negatively because it's the people in the audience that are giving this life. You know, we laugh, we do this, and it's really good that way. So for the governor debate, we want a bigger hall because we want to say what they have to say. In fact, we want to decide who becomes the governor based on what they say and how they represent themselves. Coming back to my team here, I just feel that out of these 2, 4, 5, 5 people, I think the least unvotable is Honorable Lokamari. So nobody should even consider.
Order, please. Can we let Professor talk?
Yes, nobody should even consider voting for him because he's totally out there. It's a total disgrace for the word of culture in Lokori. One, Lokamari used public money to drill a hole, to drill a well in his own compound. Two, out here, actually Lokamari is selling water to Wananchi. When he's a leader, he should have a well that serves Wananchi and not serving himself. So how do you have a guy like that being a leader? It's a total disgrace. Two, I want to say that out of these people, these gentle people that are vying to be senators, I think if I were to retire and vote for somebody, I would vote for Jen. Jen has a combination of being a woman, intelligent and expressive, and I think should do well as a senator. But for the rest of these other members, Lokamar is totally out.
Prof, please conclude. Yes. Order in the House.
Yes. Lokolos, he's been a failure in everything that he attempted. He was sacked and sacked again and sacked again. I don't want to talk about. I want to say that I want to appeal to all of you that I retain the position of senator because. People can judge, people can criticize and say what they have to say, but when the same people are given that chance, they will not even do anything better than what I've done. So I'm requesting all of you to vote me in. I may have committed mistakes, but lots of you say you are Christians. I want you to remember, what did Jesus say about forgiving? 7 times 70. So if you think I did something to you, I said something bad, whatever it is, that I did not follow money, whatever, let that pass. Give me another chance. I'll be better next time. But I think I've done my best. You're criticizing for nothing as a senator for Turkana, and I'll give you a good job. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prof. Thank you, Prof. From our side as Chocha TV, we appreciate you for coming. I hope Turkana County, your voters have seen the kind of leaders that will represent them in the Senate. Thank you for honoring our call. We received apologies from other candidates, and we were to ask you that question, why people don't honor this debate. This is the first debate we've done so far. We hope in the next 5 years we will improve and make sure we will offer the standard of the professor. And I don't think if you will doubt because your fellow is handling the debate. So if it calls for who qualifies to do it, we've done it to our best with these honorable ladies. Thank you very much. We'll wish you to greet each other so that we can have a photo session. We are campaigning for Campaign Bila Noma. We know the plenary are disappointed because we've not given them time to ask questions, but because of time, we thought that the best way is to ask online questions. Thank you very much. You can walk in front, greet each other, and have a photo session.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have an announcement, please. On 30th, same venue, we are having Deputy Governor's debate. So far, candidate for Jubilee has approved that he will come for the debate. Candidate for UDA amekubali atakuja debate on 30th. On 31st, tafadhali, on 31st, allowing invited guests from the candidates wa governor. So wale wengine wote mtatuwatch online. For now we are only this debate. Asanteni. God bless you. God bless Turkana. Attention once again. On 30th, we are doing Turkana gubernatorial deputy governor's debate. You are all allowed. On 31st, we are doing governor's debate. Tuonaneni online. We are only allowing 15 people. Na hiyo ni invites tunapeleka kwa governor. So governor will come, each governor will come with his or her 15 people. Per governor 31st. We are not going to invite any other person apart from the 45 people. Wale wengine you'll watch going to allow each and every person. 30th DGs, so far 2 have confirmed UDA and Jubilee. So we hope the other 2 watakubali pia. Yes. In a post-debate interview, we want professionals to come here.
Hello. Mtu wa Mercedes Benz KDD, enda toa gari. KDD Mercedes Benz Cell Series, umeblock watu.
L series hata hiyo.
Turkana University was established in 2017. It is a constituent college of Masinde Muliro University. Turkana University has 3 schools. We have the School of Business and Economics, we have the School of Education and Social Sciences, both national and international students, HOOPS program, and we have the self-sponsored program. Within our self-sponsored program, we have the students from South Sudan, who are the refugees and sponsored by Windle Trust. The other students are from Turkana County. A good number of them work with Turkana County government. So those are our major clients. A good number of the students we've got is from Southern Sudan, but from Uganda. You should join Turkana University. Turkana University offers the programs that you need. We are market-oriented. We offer what is required in the market. Agriculture, science and technology, mathematics. We carry out CBC programs. We offer short courses that are offered at the school, Kenya School of Government. This is where you can get what you want. You need it, we have it here at Turkana University. Turkana University is the cradle of knowledge. Welcome to Turkana University.
Ladies and gentlemen, wale wenye wako bado online, tuko na mtu hapa wa Ngipe Yok. We want to know Ngipe Yok ni kina nani na what is it all about? Karibu sana.
Asante sana.
What's your name? Sema majina bwana.
Kwa majina kamili naitwa thank you. Kwa majina kamili naitwa Njei Kamau.
Yes.
I'm the spokesperson of Ngipe Yok group in Turkana County. Yeah? That is Lodwar, Loima, Kakuma, Kalokol, Lokichar, and the entire places.
Ngipe Yok ni about what?
Okay, Ngipe Yok is a name that we came up with for the minority group. These are the non-Turkanas people.
Yes.
These are youth who have been sidelined in most of the things in the county. That is the jobs opportunity.
Yes.
We have been denied and sidelined a lot.
Yes.
So it was a high time for us to wake up and this Ngipe Yok, this consists of the entire tribes that are not Turkanas.
Yes.
Speaking about the Ngipe Yok, these are the people who are being, anytime we have something we call the job security. When the entire team of the leaders who are here before, they were speaking about food security. But for us, we are talking about the job security. That we apply, we were born and raised in Turkana. Take it to the bank. I'm glad that we have voters who are youths in the Turkana County who are non-Turkanas. And for now, we are controlling the 3,000 votes. I'll tell all the leaders about these 3,000 votes. In Chinese, I have a privilege that I went and Chinese. They say in Chinese, Kung Hu Ha. That means, don't vote, ignore us now, and we will ignore you tomorrow at the ballot box. That is Kung Kung Ha in Chinese. So, if they ignore us today, they don't want to listen to them. We are going to ignore them in the ballot box. It is not a laughing matter, my brother.
Hey, Buddha.
Yes.
You went to Chinese.
Yes.
You learned their language.
It is some kilometers away from the Lodo town. They used to construct these roads, so I used to talk with them a lot. Kung Kung Ha. If you ignore us today,
it's a saying in Chinese.
Yeah, it is a saying in Chinese.
Now,
Kung Kung Ha. If you ignore us today,
mine is simple.
Yes.
The other day,
yes,
you posted something.
Yes.
Munyes.
Yes.
And we saw the pictures that you posted. That you claimed Honorable Munyes is the only person who had a talk to Ngipe Yok. And from your post, it looked like you've resolved your issues to supporting Honorable Munyes. Will I be lying if I'll be telling you this you don't want to support them and that you've given your support at your 3,000 supporters to Honorable Munyes?
Very interesting question. I've been posting on social media, that is Facebook. I've been using WhatsApp platform. In every platform, I have tried to reach to the all governors.
Okay.
I've contacted Jeremiah through his drivers, through his people who work with him in his team. So far, there is no response, but we are being given indicators that I'm going to meet with him.
Did you try to reach him personally rather than using the proxies?
I have not tried to reach him personal, but I've been linking with these people who I think he believes they are the best people for his campaign.
Okay.
I've also linked with I linked with also using his agents. And these people who work with him, they are the one who brought a meeting to meet with him.
Okay.
I've tried to meet with the Honorable Lodepe.
Yes.
I've used his daughter. I've used his close persons. But it is a block that I cannot manage to get them. I've tried to organize meetings, but the only governor who has listened to the Ngipiok, as far as I'm concerned, it is only Munez who called me and told me to have a meeting with him.
Okay.
We are not supporting any leader till we get to the extent of there is no any other leader who wants. That is when we will decide it is only Munez. But for now, we are still giving them chances to meet with us, votes that we have convinced them. For the non-Turkanas who lives in this county, the time of election is now. They want our votes, but they are not speaking about us. They are speaking about the maendeleo of the county and their people. But
I totally agree with you.
Yes.
100%.
Thank you.
Some of us, we are this county and other counties. You find if your father, for instance, is a Turkana and your mother is an Turkana, an opportunity to get everything because you're using your father's name. But for us who our mothers are Turkanas and our dads are non-Turkanas, it becomes hard to get an opportunity because you're using your father's name, which looks like it's a foreign name.
Correct.
Now, you find these leaders, they don't want to talk about that because there's so many things that they are supposed to do for us.
Yes.
Especially when it comes to ID, when it comes to bursaries, when it comes to job opportunities and all those things.
Yes.
I agree with you completely.
Thank you.
But there's a person online here.
Yes.
Who is saying, I know this is a hating comment. Somebody who hates. We allow each and every person's comment. We cannot
hide.
Yes. This person is saying, kijana ameshindwa atakulia wapi kwa government.
Thank you.
Kindly rudi kwa shop. This kind of people
Thank you.
Are the same people wenye wanajaribu kugawanyisha watu. You as a person, you as an individual, and as a spokesperson of Gipeyo, utamwambia nini?
I'll try to tell him. We are not hungry. We are not doing this for our personal interest.
Yes.
I'm very glad he knows I have a shop somewhere, and I cannot lack a meal on my table.
True.
For him, if he sees this movement as nothing to him, he doesn't understand the way people are suffering in this county.
True.
In the name of we are brother when we play, but when it comes to the jobs opportunities
and livelihood, we become enemies.
We become enemies. This is the kind of a person, these are the haters who sees everything bad.
True.
My brother outside there, my sister outside there.
And Mark,
yes,
the person who is saying this looks like a minority because he's using an Islamic name.
You can see such a things. People have Muslims' name and they have been denied chances in this county. True. Instead of him uniting with us, he's commenting something negative about it. But I like it. One day, when I think he will not come in the name of umeshindwa mahali ya kukulia.
Yes.
But he will come now saying, bro, where is that opportunity? But the time now, we are not ready to receive any, but we are here to tell and remind them about the Turkanas who live in this Turkana.
And another thing, if you look at most of the people look at you as an artist. When you try to approach them with this kind of ideas, they see you as a person who is not serious. They might think these are just the same musicians, these are just jokers who are trying to get an attention. You find some of them are like, these guys are like that, just clouting and all those kind of things. How are you going to show them that how serious you are when you talk about Gipeyo? Because you're representing a large number of people. some of us being included. And it is high time for people to see how serious you are when it comes to this kind of matters. Apart from them seeing you just as an artist who is trying maybe to gain likes, comments, or all those kind of things. Such a kind of things, how are you going to relate yourself being a spokesperson of over 3,000 people, and yet some people see you as you're not as serious as you're claiming to be?
Okay, that's a good question. One thing I want to remind my viewers at home is I stopped music 2 years ago. I was an artist, and being an artist in Turkana and being also a minority, the many opportunities, even in the Tobong Lore. You could see they bring artists from outside, but they could not. Yet they call me a thing of Ngipiok and the seriousity about it.
Yes.
It will for these politicians and how I present myself to these people.
Yes.
That is what matters. People will criticize. People are outside there doing nothing, but they like criticism. So I will not be intimidated by such people, but I'll go hard. I'll meet with the
Lovely.
top leaders.
Lovely.
I will make sure that my people who believe in me, the 3,000 people, that is Kalokol, I have 803 people who follows me. Lodo Town alone, they have given me a spokesperson that is of 1,500 people who votes in Mkeka grounds alone. Let's not talk about even Kakuma. Kakuma, we have almost a number of 1,000 and Turkanas. A lot of them being these Somalis and Kikuyus. And Nakicha, these 3,000 people, they believed in me. As much as they saw me as an artist, they saw I was a big figure.
Most of them are youth, huh?
Yeah, they are youths. I'm talking about the youths. I have not even included our parents and the rest of the knee. I'm talking about the youths. These youths are duty because they know I have that capacity. I've been using, gave me that duty to lead them and talk on behalf of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, ukiangalia, most of these guys that you're talking about, the minorities, if you look at the data, the statistics in this county, it is the Somalis, the Kikuyus, who are getting all these jobs. And Makiu, they are the ones who are in capacity to also do these jobs. That's why they get. I know they go through the whole process. They are being vetted. They are applying and all those things. I'm not marking anybody. But when we talk about job opportunities, for instance, people like who are getting bigger contracts, we all know Nantukanas. When we talk about livelihoods, people who are having good jobs, people who are having good life, when you represent their youth, how are their parents reacting to this? Because most of their parents are the ones who are being given these bigger jobs. They're the ones who are given contracts, road, others are in water, others are in health sector. Parents to these people. And their parents are good to you as a person. How are you seeing that, Mr. Babu? The Turkanas are like, we are not given the opportunities that these other non-Turkanas are being given. That our parents are able to take us to good schools, they can manage, pay good school fees, image feature. Unaona? And people don't want to talk about it. It's like they kind of share. They like, if we talk about this, tutachoma nini, vitu kayo. How are you going to respond to that?
About the tenders and the supply in this county.
Yes.
It is true. A lot of many of non-Turkanas receive these tenders.
Yes.
Being Kikuyus and Somalis in most of the cases.
Yes.
So for me, I've carried the cross of those people.
Yes.
Whom their parents, there is a notion outside there and in this Turkana that all non-Turkanas, There are people who are they have money and they can afford anything. But that is a section of a small minority group who have good wealth.
Yes.
But many of them, trust me, many of these non-Turkanas, they cannot even afford meals. Because some of them, they were born in this land.
Yes.
They have nothing. They call the Lodwa town their reserve. They call Nakwamekwi their reserve. They call Kanamkemer their reserve.
They've never gone outside.
They have never gone.
They don't have any other person
They
outside
don't
there.
have any big fish or any big daddy or anything of that kind. They don't have. They don't have godfathers. Many of them, they don't have even that money to take their kid in to schools. Many of them, they are
So
there.
the notion out there is, Omolu, they have money.
They have money, but they have not even come.
And the most worrying thing and the most hating thing that I usually hate is when somebody refer to an Turkana as Emoit.
Yeah, they
It
call us.
really
It is
pains
really
me.
bad, even in schools,
Yes,
even outside there.
you're calling a person who was born here an enemy.
An enemy.
You know that?
Yeah.
Our brothers from other communities.
Yeah.
Rather than saying, these people are Rangamoy.
Yeah.
Like, these guys are our enemies.
Yeah.
I agree with that. So, in 2 minutes,
Yeah.
as we are winding up the show, to you, Kwanza, congratulations.
Thank you.
You are getting your first kid.
Thank you.
We congratulate you.
Thank you.
For becoming a parent.
Thank you.
And also me being a grandfather.
Thank you.
Because that Mimi, I kade. So you're giving me a grandson. First grandson. So I
Thank
agree
you.
to that. Now, about the debates. How do you see Chocha TV and the debates? Honest opinion.
Chocha TV and the debates are good. So far, they have tried their level best, even if they are not on that, like the senator who was here, he was claiming that they have not reached their best. But I think this is a good platform for all the candidates to see for the next election.
Yes.
If they can help to rule the county.
Yes.
Because I know all these things it can be done and elevated from the grassroots to the high levels.
True.
What I would like also to tell my people over there, the non-Turkanas, that in this electioneering period, let us have unity. The way these other groups are united, let us have that unity among ourselves. If we keep on, like a brother who was hating on the comment section, if you keep on doing that,
yes,
you'll end up, maybe you are lucky your parents are able. You'll end up hindering some of the leaders considering us for the bursaries.
Yes.
You'll end up messing the system of ID cards, which have been, for instance, Daila, a kid was born here. I have that case in my office. A kid was born here. Is going to he wants to process for the ID.
Yes.
And is being denied by the chiefs, and is being told to go back to Kitale
where they came from.
What is
and
that?
Forgetting that person was born here, has a birth certificate that records.
Yeah, it is in Lodwar district.
It's very disgusting. Very disgusting.
My brothers, let us be united. Let us not receive handouts. Let us be focused on making the non-Turkana's voice as one. Let us make these leaders from Turkana consider us. Let them know that we exist.
Yes.
Don't let this opportunity. You are going to vote, and you are going to vote maybe for somebody who will never consider you in his office.
True.
Till next, after 5 years, you're going to suffer. You're going to suffer for the next 5 years if you're not going to be united.
Asante
If these
sana.
leaders will listen to us, they will have something for us. Thank you, and may Yahweh bless you.
Asante sana. That was Kade Papa. Claims to be Kademula. Is my son. He's giving me a grandson. Thank you so much. On 30th, once again, for those who are watching us, on 30th, we are having the Turkana Deputy Governor's debate. It is open, but security will be tight. On 31st, please, 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 don't come here. We have invited only 15 people per the gubernatorial candidate. So hii nyumba itakuwa na only 45 people.
I hope I'm one of them. I hope.
For now, we are only bringing invited guests only. The rest of you will be online, streaming your questions, asking your questions, asking whatever burning issues you have as we are streaming it for you. We are live on YouTube. You can go search us on Canon Media, subscribe, watch. And to those who are on Facebook, we're always on Chocha TV. We are very much independent, and we are not forced to do anything. We are very much independent. We are not sponsored by anybody. We are not supporting any candidate. Thank you so much. God bless you. God bless Turkana, and good night. Alakaranoi.
You should join Turkana University. Turkana University offers